Go Figure TV. Revolutionary salute. Revolutionary salute. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the House of Revolution. You know, I'm your humble host, the Yamina Revolution. And we got to get into this South Park Mexican, the Mexican Jeffrey Epstein. But hold on, before you do that, be sure to wipe your feet. You're in the House of Revolution. I mean, hit the like button, like, share, subscribe to the platform. Let everybody know the House of the Revolution is open. And to all my revolutionaries, this is revolutionary work we got to do today. I have to put this live together because I see a lot of people didn't know the revolutionary salute, the ins and outs of SPM, the Mexican Jeffrey Epstein, his case. And just like Jeffrey Epstein, who was a pervert and a pedophile, people still was flocking to him. Was they caught up in his web? Were they doing some underhanded stuff Jeffrey know? Yes. But we don't know if this South Park Mexican situation. All we do know is he's a disgusting pervert. We're finna line up all this disgusting cases for y'all. And at the end, we're gonna have some answers we need to get to by the Houston rap scene of why they promoting them, why they throwing parties for them, why they doing songs for them. I thought in the rap community, y'all didn't like perverts and date rapists and pedophiles and where y'all promoting one. But a lot of people saying they didn't know that. Well, let's just start off. Salute to my partner, Tim Snow at Texas Prison Story, because he's been the main one on this. Let's start with what he brought to the table, and then we're going to get so much more.
Another one. And this one is kind of needed. I'm seeing that the South Park monster is starting to go viral on TikTok. Not starting to, went viral on TikTok again. I'm seeing more momentum on the DJ Screw Facebook groups where these guys are coming out like he's their hero.
Nah, I showed earlier what we had, Revolutionary Salute one. Appreciate you wiping your feet. What we had, Trade the Truth, Lil Flip, Lil Kiki, saying free South Park Mexican. That was very disgusting to us to see how he is in prison. I'm sure we got the court paper. We're gonna look at the court documents. We're gonna watch somebody break that down. This man admitted and know what he did. It's these fools who really don't care. They don't care that he's already admitted to the dirty molestation of a 9-year-old. That's what he went to prison for. Got a 13-year-old pregnant, and then human traffic was in the room with two 14-year-olds. They don't care, but we're going to make sure the whole world know this type of disgusting punks that's in the Houston rap community. And we not finna sit here and pretend like that's cool. We're going to sweep that under the rug. No, we not, niggas. Y'all niggas do not run this area. You get run up out this area.
Really a damn shame that they even allow this man to be attached to DJ Screw's legacy in any type of way, because that's the real king of the South as far as any Texan will tell you. But that's a whole different topic. We might get into that later. What I'm going to do right here is we're going to talk a little bit about just the character and the fact that if you give people enough rope to hang themselves, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find them swinging. So we'll talk a lot tonight. All right. One of the main things that I've never liked about this case is the way that they demonize and villainize the victims. One of the main problems I had with the people that left a comment on the SPM exposed video was everybody was rationalizing and making it seem okay because SPM met this girl in a strip club. She was only 13 years old. Some type of way they're blaming that girl's parents. They're blaming the strip club.
Now we find out that's not true. Never met her at no strip club. Met her in Pasadena at MC Free House. See, that was a lie that they planted. Never met that 13-year-old girl at no strip club. But the bigger problem was how they tried to rationalize a grown-ass man. Oh, he mistaked her for a stripper. You a lie, nigga. And you too disgusting if you even almost pretend like you can mistake a 13-year-old for a woman.
They're blaming the girl, but nobody was blaming SPM. You understand? I don't know about y'all, but I do believe if I walked into a room full of butt-naked grown women, I would be able to tell someone's wrong with one of them. It might not be my place to call 911 because I don't even know for sure, but that's not going to be the one that I gravitate towards. Never. So that story was always strange to me. And then we find out that this young stripper, he was taking her back and forth to junior high, and he later proposed to her, even though he was already married. So it's a strange situation, and we're going to talk about that. This clip that I'm getting ready to play is actually SPM's son, JD Coy, with that young girl right there. And he's addressing Baby Bash. Baby Bash did a DJ Vlad interview that got millions of views where he's talking about his mom. He says that Baby Bash disrespected his mom, and he lied on his mom, but he never tells what the lie was. So we were all confused, okay? We're going to now get a little bit more into that. And I think everybody needs to see this. So again, this is JD Coy, the son of that alleged stripper, talking about DJ Vlad in the Baby Bash interview.
Baby Bash wasn't there for my situation. You know what I'm saying? My mom was 13. How the fuck could he be there? You know what I'm saying? My mom saw the Vlad interview. She was pissed. She wanted to call Vlad and do her own interview. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to tell her story because Bash was bashing her. You don't bash my mom, bro, and you lying on my mom. You speaking on my mom and you lying on my mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling that shit. So that's why I'm coming out and I'm telling everybody what it is. What's the truth? You know what I'm saying? You know, my mom was young.
Clearly, the man is emotional, right? And he's saying Bash lied on his mom, but that's where it ends right there. So we're gonna get into what was Baby Bash lying about. All right, y'all. So let's see what Baby Bash is talking about. We seen JD Coy emotional. Seemed like he was telling the truth, man. Usually when people are emotional, they don't lie. So let's see what he said about his mom.
Picked it up. When he was 23 and the girl was 14,
13.
she was working at a strip club. You know that, right?
I did not.
Okay, she was a stripper. You can't be a stripper.
She was a 13-year-old stripper.
You can't. So whoever hired her she had her some ID or something. She was a stripper. It's all documented. She was a stripper. If you really look into it, she was a stripper. He had a one-night stand with her, and that's what happened.
Wow.
So,
all right. So listen, Baby Bash. Did you hear how many times he said stripper? He said it's documented, it's facts, and that SPM had a one-night stand with her. Brother, you was a lying piece of you know what. Man, I tell you what, dog, you just every bit as sorry as SPM. You're probably worse because SPM is not the one out here pushing this bullshit. It's people like you, Baby Bash, people like Juan Gotti, these other performers that'll dare to go on stage and scream free SPM. It's people like y'all that have a following, have a platform that steadily push this bullshit, okay? So you heard what he said over and over and over again, that this girl's a stripper and it's documented, right? And this man was like brothers with SPM. He was signed to SPM, got him from California, signed him to his label and moved him to Houston. They did everything together. Wiggy, 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 their most popular song was them together. And I think Baby Bash wrote it. So, you know, think about how much he knows and how bad he's lying. This right here is an actual quote from SPM during the interview that he did concerning the baby mama that we're talking about, JD Coy's mom, the person that Baby Bash just said was documented stripper. Everybody knew it. SPM says, I keep hearing this thing about Jill being a stripper when I met her, but I've never said that and I doubt it's true. She became a stripper later in life, and maybe that's where the confusion came about. I met her through a friend named MC Free. He and I were in a rap group in 93 and 94. I would go to his house in Denver Harbor, a neighborhood in Houston, and we would work on songs. One night, some chicks called his house and wanted to chill.
13-year-old.
It was Jill, her sister, and some other chick. To me, Jill was just a girl from Pasadena who'd spend the night every now and then. She knew I had a girlfriend. Huh?
Revolutionary salute.
Let me leave that up there for y'all for a minute so you can digest that.
They don't put this out.
This is from the horse's mouth right here. This is the only interview I can ever find where he says it. And I believe he probably regretted ever saying it, because the reason they kept pushing this line and everybody was saying that she's a stripper is because they were trying to redirect responsibility from the grown man.
And
at all times, it's the grown man's fault if he's dealing with a young girl. If young girls lie to you, young fellas, it's your fault for not checking. You understand? You will be labeled like this, a sicko, a pedophile, a danger to the community. When I was 17, 18, I was sleeping with older women. I was shooting for chicks in their 30s. So these guys in their 20s that are shooting for 14-year-olds, I don't understand it. Look what he said. To me, Jill was just a girl from Pasadena who would spend the night every now and then. Fuck you mean? She was 13 and she was spending the night with grown men, hanging out in your studio with drugs and crime going on, all this shit. And he says it so casually right there that you know there's a serious problem with his thinking. And that I wanted to start this video with and clear that lady's name, man. Y'all need to stop lying on this woman because I didn't even know the truth. I didn't know that. A lot of people don't know that the 9-year-old girl, her grandfather, when he was told the news, he had a heart attack and died. So this man molesting his granddaughter made him die. I don't think that's a direct murder or anything like that, but that's pretty indirectly you did that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff, a lot of people's lives have been ruined. We talked about the number of victims, and we'll get into that in a minute. I just
Jeffery
really needed y'all to see this right here. JD Coy mad, Baby Bash line, his credibility is over, and it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, if y'all seen him doing this back then, why didn't you stop him? It's just unbelievable. We're going to go in a little more with Baby Bash and what he's talking about and then flip the script to something that you're not going to believe. I believe I'm going to be the first person to ever speak on this, period, with any type of platform, just like I was pretty much the first one in Texas anyway to speak on SPM in a negative light and a truthful light. So I want you to pay attention to what Bash says is about the 9-year-old girl, okay? Now, keep in mind, he's already a stone cold liar. We just proved that, okay? So we don't even know how much of this is true. Let's just see.
Convicted for sexual assault of a minor and gets sentenced to 45 years in prison.
Yeah, I was right there.
You were right there when all that happened.
Right there.
So from your point of view, does he?
You were right there. I'm not going to accuse you, man. But you know what? If you've seen all this BS going on and you didn't stop it, you're definitely negligent. How about that? At the very least, if you were around while he was messing with little children and you knew about it, you're bad negligent. So I hope, Bash, that you didn't know about it. How about that?
Does he have a defense when it comes to that?
Yeah, I mean, I would never support a child molester, a child predator, or whatever. I wouldn't care if it was my father, if it was my brother, if it was my mother. I would never support a child predator.
Yet he's done it for 20 years. What do you say, liar? Boy, cut it out. You've been doing it the whole time.
I was there. I know what happened. I was there when the female that he was having an affair with made the phone call to Dope House Records saying she wanted $20,000 from Carlos because he was having an affair with her because Carlos was fucking with her. So Carlos is fucking with it's his best friend's girl. That's why the kids were staying out at his house, because they were friends. They grew up together. So he was fucking her on the side while he was married. His best friend was in jail. He started fucking the girl, the wife.
All right, so there it is right there. That'll lead us into our next clip where he says the 9-year-old victim's mom was somebody that Carlos Coy had an affair with. It was his best friend's wife while his best friend was in jail.
You just had to touch the daughter.
Boy, you're a hell of a dude, ain't you? What a good friend. And I'm going to believe that part right there because SPM has said it himself in numerous interviews that he was sleeping with this lady even though he was married. And he's basically said in other interviews, you know, he liked the ladies, put it like that. So that's going to flip us into our next clip that y'all really need to see. And this is going to be the first time that anybody's reacted about it or talked about it since it's been published. And I don't know why. This next clip right here is taken from the Donnie Houston podcast. Okay. He did a interview with SPM from the jail cell. And Donnie has a good show. I've actually been on it myself. I do support him. He's a journalist. That's all he is, through and through. He interviews people and gives the city of Houston what they want. And crazy enough, this is what the city of Houston really wanted. So Donnie was able to make it happen. But again, here goes that rope where people start hanging themselves with. Check out what SPM says.
Honestly, I got into rap. You know, it's an interesting story. I was convinced that I had gotten AIDS. I was convinced that a chicken.
Now, please focus on what he's saying at the beginning, because I've been heard this. I just glad I'm putting it on or documented. Tim Snow, one of the first people who brought it out. South Park Mexican is finna say he was convinced that a chick had gave him AIDS. Everything you gonna hear later on in life about these kids he was touching, he thought he was dying. Let that sink in. This nigga was out here touching kids, hitting all these groupies at these shows. The whole time, this nigga thought he was infecting everybody because he thought he was dead. Let that sink in.
Little B Night School had given me AIDS, and I thought I was gonna die. And I knew that you only had 5 years to live. Everybody was dying within 5 years, so I knew I had 5 years to do something. I had to live my whole life in 5 years. And really what I was trying to do is save my mother the burden of having to spend all that money on a casket.
That was the crazy part. Donnie asked him what the interview was there for. Hey, man, how did you get into rap? SPM goes off on a weird thing saying, well, it's a long story. I thought a girl from high school gave me HIV and I was going to die within 5 years. And when I heard that, that threw me for such a loop. I said, what did he just say? I ran it back. That's exactly what he said. As he was starting to rap, just starting to think about rapping, he already thought he had HIV. And that's crazy. That's pretty stressful.
And he thought he was
passing it all out. The funeral expenses, because she was slaving at this grocery store, checking out groceries, just barely making ends meet, trying to raise 3 kids. And, we lived in a trailer, and I was like, fuck, I got to do something. So I said, well, I'm going to get a quick 2-year degree and try to open up a business and maybe have a little business where I could at least be able to pay for my own funeral.
So you heard it right there. He's literally thinking he has 5 years to live, wants to start a business, make some money or something so his mama won't have to pay for his funeral. This is before rap. He's still trying to figure out what he's going to do. I'm going to skip a little bit ahead right there because I'm not interested in his rap stories, not at all. Trying to show y'all something today why y'all need to stop that man and stop supporting this crazy shit. Here we go, look.
I got into the game, bro. I got into the game, and
so this is at 17. You get into the game.
This is at 17. Yeah, this is at 17, and the reason I say that, and the reason I know is because a few months later, I'm in a 7.7 Seville, smoke gray, gold trim, black ragtop on swing, and I remember the sticker on my license plate said 1987. That's why I can remember the history and know that that's how old I was. But I told myself, that I want to go into business, and really all I need is a nice car.
Remember what he said, y'all, 1987. So we're really going back right now. This is still before he was SPM.
Car, I just need a nice car so that when I do business, I didn't even know what kind of business I was going to do. But I got the nice car, but I never did stop. And lo and behold, I found out that you could live longer, that some people do live longer. I saw on the news that this one kid or this one man had it 20 years and was just now starting to die.
Wait. You're still convinced that you have that you never got tested for? You assume you.
Bro, if I tell you how I know I had this, because I didn't think I had it. I absolutely knew I had it. That's a really long story. All the symptoms, all the reasons why I truly believed I had this. But yes, I thought this all the way until prison, till I was literally dying in prison.
All right, now listen.
He thought the whole time he was in the game all the times he was out here smashing these, and Southpaw Mexican was a popular fella. All the females he smashed, he thought he was infecting them. But we're not here for all of the groupies. I wouldn't be here for that. That's that man. That's their business. We're here, but that's sick that he thought he was infected and smashing all the women. He also thought he was infecting the minors that he touched on and molested.
He just said, or Bash said, he was sleeping with his best friend's wife. He was married. He had children. No telling how many girls he slept with on tour. He literally molested.
Come on, man. It's disgusting creep, man.
A 9-year-old girl with other accusations and many other charges. There was something like 8 girls or something like that, 8 or 9. I can't remember off the top of my head. Not only is he making them sexual assault victims, he's consciously thinking that he has HIV. He's not caring if he kills these little kids. He didn't care if he killed his best friend's woman. Do y'all understand what he just said?
I understand what he just said. He don't give a shit. If he infected the whole city of Houston, he became the most popular. Everything belonged to him. Everybody on his dick. The niggas and the bitches. And he think he's infecting these women. But he didn't care. Up until he was in prison. So anytime any of those rappers partied with Southpaw Mexican and was balling and parlaying, that man thought he was infected and sick and was looking at you like a joke. That he was sitting here sick and you don't know.
The man said all the way up until prison, he was convinced he had HIV. So all the people out there, the ladies that see this, the fans, if y'all ever know anybody that said they kicked it with SPM in that type of way, just know he was trying to kill him. You know what I mean?
No doubt about it.
Let me tell you something. Either God gave me a miracle, or your brain is one powerful fucking thing. It will literally kill you if you convince it that you're sick. Because my body was falling apart. I was sleeping over 20 hours a day. I only woke up to eat and shit, and that's it. Went back to sleep. I was dying.
Here's why I gotta call bullshit. Anybody that's watched this that did any time, man, that's them stressors. That's some people that can't accept what's happening to them. They go sleep 20 hours a day, never come to the day room, never want to talk. You know what I mean? That's not HIV, buddy. That's you trying to deal with 45 years of ag and what you did. And no, I don't think God would have wasted a blessing on you. Not even slightly.
Absolutely.
But you know what? Most sex offenders, they're manipulators, they're controllers, and they always think that they can outsmart everybody. You know what I mean? That's literally what I'm hearing right here. So you have to just think that this shit's gonna get a little bit worse, okay? We're fixing to go into the next part, and I'm gonna let you see it for yourself right here. All right, here we go with this one from Donnie Houston. Donnie Houston asking him, you know, what was going on your last days or something like that. And here goes SPM discussing why his bond was revoked. Now, he was arrested for aggravated sexual assault of the 9-year-old child, released on bond, and then lost his bond. And this part right here is what his fans will never, ever talk about. And we're going to get into it.
So it's disgusting that these punk ass rappers and shit, they act like what happened to SPM was some type of big government conspiracy because he was getting too. Man, please. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And if you pay attention to him, they refuse to listen to his interviews. They refuse to look at his court cases. We're going to get into all of that. But they can't no longer hide it because Kofi putting this shit out there. They can support him if they want to, but now we know who they is. This the Mexican Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm going to keep saying that because I'm saying they partied big with him. Dude, Southpaw Mexican got a lot of them clowns on tape. Let me tell you something about the extortion game, nigga. It's cold, man. Kiki, why you kept giving Southpaw Mexican all them songs? Trey, why you steady shouting them out? Lil Flip. South Walk, I heard that you said Southpaw Mexican was the Texas Tupac. That's a goddamn lie. What's wrong with y'all? Mexican OT, I'm hearing that you said you neutral. Ain't no neutral on this one, baby boy. You want to be with him? Get over there. This is you pick a side. You with the just or you with the unjust? You with the clean or you with the unclean? You with the righteous or you with the unrighteous? Ain't no other side.
Come again? Come one more time, Don.
So I was saying, tell me how it was, during those sessions of the album before you had to go in when y'all was just partying and just having a
Okay,
good
well,
time.
what happened was, bro, I was on like some kind of probation when I was going to court. I was on a probation where I had to do a piss test every Monday. It was some kind of probation because I was going to court. They put me on some kind of weird thing where I had to report every Monday and do a drug test. So I couldn't smoke no weed in that. I remember I was at Chico's Sports Bar on a Sunday night getting fucked up. I was just getting drunk,
Pay attention. This is the story right here on why he lost his bond. He was at Chico's Sports Bar getting drunk.
These were kind of dark times for me because I got blindsided by these charges, and it was heavy on me. I didn't like that. I had to go report, and I damn sure didn't like that. I had to quit smoking weed. But anyway, I was getting drunk as hell at Chico's, and I remember I had to go home. I had to go to that house where I was living with all my homeboys because they won't even let me live in my own home. See, that's why we were all living together. I had a Filero, Lord Loco, Johnny Cantu, Muhammad Mitchell, Juan Gotti. It was like, oh, man, that motherfucking house smelled like nothing but pot and pussy, bro. It was just stuff with hoes and
the Mexican Jeffrey Epstein, the Mexican P. Diddy, Did he just drop a hint on why these motherfuckers started backing him? Because he know they guilty as shit too, nigga, and they know he guilty.
Pot and pussy. And he already said at this time he still thinks he has HIV. How much of that
all those people he named, he don't give a shit about them. He thought he was dying of AIDS, laughing at them niggas. He thought all these niggas was gonna be dying real soon. Why they talking about SPM, the SPM show, he don't give a shit about nobody but SPM, nigga.
Do you think he was partaking in at the time?
Oh my God, bro. Niggas just goddamn, they should call that motherfucker the gonorrhea house or something. Motherfucker just acting bad at that motherfucker. But anyway, we had fun, bro. We had fun, but I was still missing my family. But I rented a really nice house for my boy Donnie Burns. I had a master bedroom with a jacuzzi, and but of course I'm wishing I'm home with my family, but still, you know what I'm saying? We had a lot of fun. But anyway, I'm at Chico's.
The reason he's saying he wasn't even allowed to be around his family because he had young kids. His daughter was in the room when he molested a 9-year-old. So at that point, they're considering him not even safe to be around his own children.
Man, I could barely walk. I said, man, I'm gonna wreck my car. So I'm in the restroom and I see some dudes snorting some coke, and they dip it with their car keys. And I said, man, dame un llavecito. That means give me a little key. Give me a little key. And de nada, no problem. I mean, claro que sí, no problem. So they dip their car key in the coke, and they hit me up on one nostril, then they dip it again, and they hit me up on the other nostril, so I could wake up and I could drive home. Yeah. I totally forget that I did that. And the next day, I go do the piss test. So ultimately, that's what led to me losing my bond. And anyway,
All right, did you hear that? He did 2 bumps off a key of cocaine in the restroom. And he said ultimately that's what led him to losing his bond. Man, this guy gets worse and worse the more he talks, man. So let's show why he really lost his bond. It says March 12, 2002, a rapper known as South Park Mexican has been arrested on 3 counts of sexual assault of 2 14-year-old girls. 2 of the latest counts involved alleged assaults almost a decade ago. The third involves an alleged assault last month while Coyle was on bond, on charges of aggravated sexual assault of a child. The earlier charges involved 2 children aged 9 and 13. Okay. Think about that. The third involves an alleged assault last month while Coy was on bond on charges of aggravated sexual assault of a child. Here goes your favorite YouTuber back. I'm going to run back what I said back then. Check it out. 6, 2002, the Harris County District Attorney's Office files additional sexual assault charges against Coy, alleging that on February 3, Coy, who was awaiting the Jane Doe trial, and some friends picked up two 14-year-old female fans and took them to a motel in North Houston. That's what I was telling y'all about. Let me read this again, y'all. Pay attention. On March 6, 2002, the Harris County District Attorney Office files additional sexual assault charges on Coy, alleging February 3rd, Coy, who was waiting the Jane Doe trial, and some friends picked up two 14-year-old female fans and took them to a motel in North Houston while out on bond. Coy says nothing sexual took place during the visit, claiming that he napped in the hotel room while the rest of the group went to local cafes. But one girl claims she had sex with the rapper. Coy turns himself in on March 7th and his bond is revoked. Now you hear what that says? Let's listen to that one more time. I'm sorry, the first one I had it on fast speed. Y'all know I'm a rookie. Let's listen to it again. On March 6, 2002, the Harris County District Attorney's Office files additional sexual assault charges against Coy, alleging that on February 3, Coy, who was awaiting the Jane Doe trial, and some friends picked up two 14-year-old female fans and took them to a motel in North Houston. That's what I was telling y'all about. Let me read this again, y'all.
Huh? Oh, so they lying about their age too. You see, the thing about SPM, he just can't tell how young a person is. You know, every woman looks the same to him. Every female, I'll put it like that, because children, 9-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, he think they're grown.
Attention. On March 6, 2002, the Harris County District Attorney Office files additional sexual assault charges on Coy, alleging February 3rd, Coy, who was waiting the Jane Doe trial, and some friends picked up two 14-year-old female fans and took them to a motel in North Houston while out on bond. All right, y'all. It had nothing to do with snorting cocaine in the bathroom. The man got re-indicted for another 14-year-old. He just got through naming all the friends that he was living with. And now it's saying him and some friends picked him up and took him to the room.
Who are those friends?
His story was...
who are those friends? Who else was partying with him and those 14-year-olds? How many 14, 13, 15? This house he was talking about, well, man, all these women was at, man, it could have been called the Gunnery House. How many children? I know a bunch of children were slept with. Come on now. This was their MO.
Friends went out to eat with them. Man, it's the same friends that protect them, the same friends that lie for them, the same ones that push this agenda. You take with that what you want. It's not a good look, man.
Salute to Tim Snow at Texas Prison Story for standing on business. He been one of the ones, but we finna go in. We going all into everything so we can make sure that it's undeniable. No, because we got the court paperwork, we got the documents, and some that they tried to always mix it up. And first of all, the biggest lie was he met at the strip club, the 13-year-old. That's a lie. Now y'all see this a lie because I just showed y'all. He said in his first interview that no, they got it mixed up. She probably started stripping later. He met her at MC Free's house at the studio, and they used to just chill. And he just was a girl that he knew. A 13-year-old was just a girl that he knew. And they used to just chill. The man been admitting that he been doing this type of nonsense. Nobody been paying attention.
Well, Rachel, Carlos Coy showed absolutely no emotion as the judge read the sentence of 45 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Now, at one point, Coy turned around to his family and he mouthed, "I'll be all right." Then he turned away. That's when Judge Mark Ellis called him up to the stand. He literally read him the right act. 2.5 hours total to convict Carlos Coy and sentence him to 45 years in prison. Coy did not show much emotion when the judge read his sentence.
Baby Bash wasn't there for my situation. You know what I'm saying? My mom was 13. How the fuck could he be there? You know what I'm saying? My mom saw the Vlad interview. She was pissed. She wanted to call Vlad and do her own interview. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to tell her story because Bash was bashing her. You don't bash my mom, bro, and you lying on my mom. You speaking on my mom and you lying on my mom.
Carlos Coe was born on October 5th, 1970, in Houston, Texas. His father was an ex-Marine from the Falfurrias community in Brooks County, while his mother was a school dropout who dropped out of high school in order to marry his father. Unfortunately, the marriage crumbled only 3 years after Coy's birth, with his older sister Sylvia taking the motherly role in the household. During an interview, she often referred to herself as his mother/sister, explaining, "Because we come from a broken home, my mom always worked, but we were never on welfare. She always worked to save the house, and I took care of Carlos. Growing up with no father figure wasn't easy on Carlos." According to his sister, he took the divorce much harder than the older siblings, including his older brother, Arthur Jr. She remembers him being a little wild kid who was always getting into trouble. Due to his behavior, he bounced around different elementary schools as a youngster. Despite all of it, he took a great interest in skateboarding, self-proclaiming himself as the best skateboarder in the neighborhood, and was starting to become more familiar with music. At his mother's request, Carlos took up piano classes, but he didn't find it interesting, and not long after, he dropped out. Thankfully, he managed to find another instrument, violin, and the story was much different. According to him, he was something of a prodigy, gaining admittance to the music magnet program at Welsh Middle School. Within a year, he passed up several kids who had been practicing since kindergarten, with music teachers refusing to believe that he had been playing for only a year. Unfortunately, the family had to move to a different neighborhood, and his passion for violin soon became replaced with breakdancing. They moved from Southeast Houston to South Park, a neighborhood that was predominantly African American. During an interview, Coy recalled being the only Hispanic in his new Woodston Middle School. "I thought breakdancing was going to be my future. When that went out of style, I was left without a job." Despite ethnic differences, he fit in well with the young social rebels. By the age of 13, he started drinking, smoking weed, and doing crimes around the neighborhood, which also included selling crack cocaine. According to him, he had problems in school due to 3 Gs: gangs, grudges, and girls. In 1987, he was once again thrown out of high school, but this time for assaulting a female student. He started attending an alternative school, but at the age of 17, while still being a freshman, he decided to drop out for good. During an interview with Houston Press, he said, "One more year in high school, and I would have went to jail for f***ing all of those little young." After he quit high school, life didn't become much easier than he expected. He decided to give it his best shot at finding an honest career, and within a year, he managed to get his GED and enrolled at San Jacinto Junior College. He wanted the business associate's degree, but unfortunately failed all 5 of his classes and ultimately dropped out. While his reasoning was that he never did his homework and a burgeoning interest in golf cut into his attendance, the reality was that he was now a full-grown man who had to do something in order to make money. His older brother worked at a chemical plant and found him a job there. While Coy gave his best, he quickly understood that that wasn't a career path for him. Due to low pay and sensitive skin, which led to him getting a lot of rashes, he left the job not long after. Unemployed again, Coy fell for a spiel to get rich quick, selling perfume to strangers at malls and door to door. Although he says he was good at it and sold a lot of perfume, he wasn't making the money. His bosses were. Fed up with all of it, he decided to turn to one job he's been doing since the age of 13, which was selling drugs. By the early 1990s, the crack epidemic was still a big problem in the United States. It emerged in the early 80s, and throughout that decade, it affected people from all the major cities, especially its inner city neighborhoods. With all of that in mind, Coy became a full-time drug dealer and would even boast about it later in life, claiming to have sold only the best uncut coke at the time. According to him, his crack dealing only lasted less than a year after he faced the reality of street life. During a couple of interviews, he mentions about being robbed by known killers at the time who didn't pull the trigger when they had him on the ground, awaiting the execution-style hit. "I was tired of selling crack to your homeboy's mom. I was tired of looking at dope fiends being pregnant, trying to buy dope. Tired of seeing my homeboys getting shot and killed, set up for murder, getting jacked to their cocaine." Well, it's up for debate if that was the time he stopped dealing drugs. His life sure changed. After getting robbed of his cocaine, Coy sold the cars he bought with drug money and paid up the few grand he owed to his supplier. He moved into a trailer park owned by his mother and hunkered down. He lived off small loans from his brother and pork and beans eaten straight from the can. Thankfully, he kept his hustle's mentality and knew that there had to be a way out. Music would once again find a way back to Koi's life, but in a very extraordinary way. According to Koi himself, one day while sitting in his trailer, he was on the verge of giving up and getting back into his old ways. He picked up his phone, and halfway to dialing his connection to get $100 worth of crack rocks, phone fell out of his fingers and he collapsed on his knees in a prayer. I said, Jesus, I don't want to slang dope no more. I don't want to work for a white man for $6 an hour and get treated like a worthless. I am a worthless. I just don't want to be treated like one. I didn't want to work for no champ change, you know. I've always known that I had something great in my mind. I could have been the best supervisor at Kmart. He asked God for a sign. Kirk collected himself, picked up the remote, and zapped it at the TV. The first thing that popped up on the screen was an ad by the music agency, which read 3 huge letters: rap. While the legitimacy of the story could be questioned, he took it as a sign and started to get back into music. Gangster rap has already established itself as the most dominant subgenre, dominating the charts nationwide. With Koi's eventful life, it seemed like he was cut perfect for it, but he decided to start with a little bit different and unusual approach. Befitting his conversion in front of TV, Koi initially became a Christian rapper. However, his gospel rap lapsed within months after he went head to head at a party with a secular rapper. I did my rap, and people were laughing at me. Then this guy, who I knew hadn't done the kind of things I'd done in the streets or been to half of what I had, rapped that he was going to kill my mama and put her body in the trunk of his car. Everybody at the party cheered him. From that moment, Koi learned his first lesson: shots and fights attracts fans. Milk and honey don't. Armed with his new philosophy, Koi wrote 6 songs. To set them to beats which cost money, he turned to his last $900 from the dope dealing. He ordered 100 tapes, paid $130 for them, and was in the business. He set the price at $5, and now the only part left was to find somebody who would give him a shot. The project was called Hillwood, which would later become his solo debut album. Thankfully, his experience as a perfume salesman and genius of street hustler came into play. He started hitting the lowrider car shows, car washes, convenience stores, flea markets, anywhere that he could find potential buyers. Even grandmothers got the pitch from the smooth-talking stranger. He would ask if their grandkids were fans of rap, and kept talking until he pocketed the money. He continued to sell tape around town for almost 2.5 years before opening his own record label called Dope House Records, along with his brother Arthur. In 1997, Koi began working on his next album, which he released on March 3, 1998. The album was called Hustletown and soon became a huge deal for his success. The album spawned a hit single called Merry Go Round, which was not only an underground hit that broke him out of Texas, but also caught the attention of Southwest Wholesale, an independent distributor in Houston, which soon offered him a deal.
With the green voodoo, you love when my boys come and run us a choo-choo.
With his music becoming bigger and bigger, his family started grabbing their executive titles on Dope House Records, with SPM himself assuming the humble mantle of the Don of Dope House Records and music engineer with PhD in rapology. Throughout the next couple of years, SPM's notoriety spread, and soon enough, he carefully locked up the regional rap market. As his stardom grew, he edged toward becoming another cultural icon for expanding Hispanic awareness and started to see his role in quasi-messianic terms. He believed he was the one to bring them that respectability as his own commercial success mounted. He bragged about going from $400 a month in album sales to $40,000 monthly. After his release of Hustletown, SPM released 2 more albums: Power Moves, The Table in 1998, and Latin Throne in 1999. While both of them performed really well regionally, it wasn't until the release of his 4th studio album, called The Third Wish, To Rock the World, that he started to gain some mainstream success. The album featured one of his biggest singles to date, titled High So High.
I'ma roll with these flows till them hoes start clacking. Put them on their bang, gotta ask them what happened. Money was cracking.
The single even reached the Billboard chart, peaking at number 50, which led to grabbing the attention of Universal Music Group. They saw a lot of potential.
Never forget what we already learned. All of this time he doing this nigga thinking he dying of AIDS. Never forget he said that.
In SPM and decided to sign him as an artist. The deal propelled SPM and Dope House Records to the next level, with the deal bringing in an advance of more than $500,000. Suddenly, SPM was everywhere. Texas Monthly magazine selected Koi as one of the voices of a new generation, labeling him as a breakout star on the rise. Throughout multiple interviews, he continued to talk about Hispanic heritage and tried to inspire the youth by saying, "A lot of Mexican American kids have low self-esteem, so I let them know that they can do more than just work like an animal for peanuts." The shows continued to grow each month, with Coy giving a speech before each one about the virtues of staying in school and away from crack, keeping out of gangs, getting a job, glories of families, and responsible parenthood. With his music career gaining massive momentum, he continued to release more albums. Under Universal, he released 3 albums, 2 in 2000 called the Purity album and Time is Money, and 1 in 2001 called Never Change. While all of the albums only reached mediocre success, it helped SPM to fully solidify his name in the music scene. But while his life was seemingly going in the right direction, touring across the country and reaching the heights he never dreamed of, the world would very soon get a deep dive into his dark and disturbing reality. On a hot 2000 July day, the deputy constable from Precinct 1 pulled up to the Dope House Records headquarters on Central Street. The officer carried court papers that were part of a past returning to haunt him. In April of that year, Jill Odom, a former girlfriend, filed a lawsuit seeking to have Coy formally declared the father of a son, Jordan Dominic Odom, and to have him begin paying child support. While every family has their problems, and in a typical scenario, it wouldn't raise any questions, this one was far from regular. You see, at the time when she filed the lawsuit, Jill was 20 years old, and the child who she claimed to be SPM's son was 6 years old, meaning that at the time when she gave birth, Jill had to be no more than 14, and Coy around 23 years old. Later during the testimony, she claimed that they started dating when she was only 13 years old, with him being her first sexual partner and using no protection during the act. After she got pregnant, Coy offered to marry her, but that was quickly nixed by her parents, who refused to have anything to do with him. Jill surprisingly didn't shy away from praising him for his informal support of herself and the child, saying, "If I needed something, he would get it." But her lawsuit hardly reflected that Coy had come up with the assistance on a steady basis. After DNA testing to confirm paternity, the settlement called for Coy to pay $28,000 in back child support and $2,000 more for Autumn's prenatal and birth expenses. He was to contribute $1,500 to a college fund for the boy and begin paying
Now, this is the 13-year-old who they spread the lie and says that she was a stripper. He met at the strip club. They confused the people for so long. That was a lie. Like he said in the beginning, in the interview, he met her at MC Free House in Pasadena at the studio. She was a nice girl who used to hang out. A 13-year-old child. And he was in the studio with his drugs and his gangsterism, preying on that 13-year-old child.
$900 monthly in regular child support. At this point, Coy's pension for an underage girl was merely an obscure civil matter and sadly, not the stuff of criminal charges, or at least not.
If he didn't get that girl pregnant, this bastard would have got away with it.
Not yet. Now, 20-year-old Jill, during the trial, claimed that the rapper may not have known her specific age. Even back then, that argument was hard to accept. According to multiple news sources, Coy did know that she was only a middle school student because Jill testified during the trial that he used to pick her up after her 7th grade classes. Many years later, one of his close friends and label mates, Baby Bash, during an interview with Vlad,
he used to pick her up after her 7th grade classes. You know, this big homie in the studio ready to put that smash hit out. He doing his gangsterism, but he got to stop his studio activity to go pick up his love interest from 7th grade. Now, this the shit them clowns act like they never knew. They was too busy to get to the facts when the facts was all in court documents, nigga. He knew exactly how old she was because he got to get her from the 7th grade. When he was a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man pick their kids up. Not him. He picks up other people's children.
TV tried to clean up SPM's name by claiming that back then, the girl, who was only 13 years old, illegally worked as a stripper at a nightclub, and that when SPM met her, he assumed she was of age due to her working there, and that proceeded to one-night stand. In my opinion, this has to be one of the worst tries to cover up your friend, and no man with right mind and intentions would ever mistake a 13-year-old child for a grown woman, especially back in the 1990s. But even according to SPM's Facebook fan page, during one of the interviews, SPM himself claimed that Jill wasn't a stripper when he met her and denied the claims that he met her at the nightclub. While it may seem like he got away easily from a situation the majority of people will find disturbing, to say the least, this was only the start of his worries, and this whole incident will continue to haunt him for years. With all of this starting to get attention from the media, nobody believed that SPM could be a child molester. After all, Coy had an adult partner, Gina Acosta, and together they had 2 children, a boy Carlos Jr. and a daughter, Carly. None of his inner circle supporters believed any of the claims SPM's name was dragged in, with one of them being a longtime friend and homie who had a 9-year-old daughter of his own, the playmate of 6-year-old Coy's daughter, Carly. In 2001, during a Labor Day weekend, Carly, her friend, and their mothers, who had been close companions for several years, decided to make the best out of the weekend by going shopping and having dinner at Joe's Crab Shack on the Gulf Freeway. The children had so much fun that they didn't want the fun to end. As her friend's mother drove them home, Coy's daughter asked if the playmate could spend the night. Her mother reluctantly agreed, and soon the kids were romping around in the upstairs kids' room of the Coy's home. They played cops, danced, and finished the night by watching a movie. At one point in the middle of the night, Carly's friend woke up the mom and told her that her stomach hurt and she wanted to go home. Without hesitation, Carly's mom arranged a ride for her, and soon the kid was back home. Unfortunately, the story doesn't end there. Only a couple of weeks later, on September 25, 2001, Houston police showed up at SPM's Dope House Records headquarters once again and arrested Coy for sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl. While at first glance, the story seems to be innocent, it couldn't be more opposite. When the girl finally reached home, she told her mother a whole different story. According to her, while both children were watching television, Coy entered the room and joined them on the sofa. While they were sitting there, he started touching and rubbing the 9-year-old buttocks as she was laying on her stomach. The girl later testified that she became momentarily scared. Soon, girls were dancing at Coy's urging to Destiny's Child Survivor. After some time, the girls went to Coy's daughter's bedroom, climbed into bed, and began watching television there. After Coy's daughter fell asleep, the girl, who has a history of
Revolutionary salute to Kiana Perkins for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is a way of life. I absolutely appreciate the love, Queen. Salute to you.
insomnia, was laying in bed, awake, when she suddenly noticed Coy in the doorway. He walked over to the bed, reached under the covers, and again started to inappropriately touch her. Eventually, he hustled around the other side of the bed, knelt down, and began performing oral. The girl testified that Coy persisted in this conduct for approximately 1 minute after she went to the bathroom and claimed to have slobber all over her. She found Carly's mom and told her the lie about her stomach hurting and asked to be taken home. Mom, unknowingly, arranged a car ride for her with Carlos himself. While they were driving back home, he told her not to tell anybody about what happened, complimenting that she was a great dancer and saying that he was going to open up a dance studio, making her a big star. After they reached home,
This is the court document. Oh, but they set her up. This was all about money. They were trying to bring him down. He was getting so big. Oh, all the lies they told to protect this disgusting scumbag.
the girl ran inside, while Carlos had a couple of words with the girl's grandparents, once again complimenting her dancing abilities. The following morning, the girl informed her mother about what happened at Coy's house, and the authorities were contacted to investigate the incident. On September 25th, Carlos Coy was behind bars, charged with aggravated sexual assault of the 9-year-old girl. Remember the case where Carlos was declared the father of a child he had with a 13-year-old at the time? Well, during an investigation, Assistant District Attorney Denise Ongson said that police learned about that incident and added one more charge of aggravated sexual assault. Carlos Coy quickly posted a bail of $30,000 and began counteroffensive to the allegations that were up to the music scene as well as his personal life. Some concert dates were cancelled, and Child Protective Service investigators temporarily banned him from contacting his own children. Around that time, rumors started to emerge that the 9-year-old's mother had put her up to say that she was assaulted because the mother had been scored by Coy after having an affair with him. The woman denied all the accusations. Baby Bash would also speak about this in the same interview with Vlad TV, claiming that while it was Coy's homeboy's wife, he didn't really care about it. And when they broke it off, she started blackmailing him while awaiting.
Do you see the lie, Baby Bash? Ain't that a good name? Bash, because that's supposed to happen to that clown. Straight up and down. You see what happened here? oh, she's lying on him because he stopped messing with the girl. His partner's old lady, you know, this type of clown act like, this is why you can't send people by your house checking on your old lady and your family. Why? Because this type of creep, just because he's Southpaw Mexican, it's plenty of clowns like that in prison. Did just what he did. He's just Southpaw Mexican. He didn't want the lady, the woman. He wanted the daughter. He wanted to make her a big star. She had all these dance moves. I want you to understand something. It's a thing here. The 13-year-old he wanted to chill with at the studio. She just was a nice girl that he met. Now this incident. And then remember the two 14-year-olds that he violated his bond because he violated them in a hotel room. 14-year-olds. This is Southpaw Mexican. It could have been two bad 30-year-olds. It could have been three bad 25-year-olds. No, two 14-year-olds.
Trial, out on bond,
Yeah,
Coy
that's
tried
what
to
he
get
wanted.
back to normal business at Dope House Records, but it once again didn't last long. Late on February 3rd, Coy left the company premises, climbed into a van with the homies, and headed north to New Caney. There, they picked up two females who he said had been pestering him with phone calls saying that they were bisexuals who wanted to meet the rap star. They wound up at a cheap hotel on the North Freeway.
Two females, big fans of his. They just keep harassing him. They say they bisexual. 14-year-olds. How the hell they get your number? Why are two 14-year-olds steady calling you, want to hang out with you? Huh? The Jeffery Epstein. Huh? The Mexican Jeffrey Epstein of Houston.
Coy insisted that he gave the group $100 for them to eat at a nearby Mexican place while he napped in the motel room. He swore that he woke up and found one of the females in his bed, although claimed that nothing had happened for the hour they were alone. Her story, on the other hand, differed. She said that they started kissing, and after a while, Coy took all of his clothes, and when he asked her to do the same, she complied. Then, they had sex. Aside from the conflicting stories, there was one big problem facing Coy, who was already awaiting trial on the earlier charges of sexually assaulting juveniles. These latest groupies were only 14 years old. They decided to press charges, and on March 6, 2002, the Harris District...
That was entrapment. This is his groupies, male groupies, these rappers in the Houston community. Oh, that's a setup, man. Man, they knew how successful he was. He had just signed that big old deal. Oh, man, that's the white man. That's the FBI trying to bring down somebody who came from nothing, man. Put them 14-year-old girls on him like that, man. Set him up. All he was trying to do was break them into the music business. That was his bait. You got to get a clown like this out the way, because he going to use that for youngsters, young girls. I'm going to open up a dance studio. He told that to a 9-year-old, man.
Attorney's office filed an additional sexual assault charge against Coy. His bond was revoked the next day, and he turned himself in on March 7th. Coy's trial started on May 6, 2002. The sexual assault case of two 14-year-olds were quick.
Folks, they wonder why he's still alive, because the Mexican mafia is starting the fuck out of him. That's why. Because he's worth more alive than dead for now to the motherfucking Mexican mafia and the cartel. That's why he's not whacked. Any other time, they would have washed this clown up. But he's worth more alive. But I'm shocking that the rap scene, the Houston community, y'all living scared too. Y'all got to go along with this too. Well, good. Y'all, shame on all y'all. Your ass, your name is mud now. Anybody talking about free this pervert? Please, nigga. I know why the essays ain't down him, because he's a walking lottery ticket for him. He gonna do whatever they say, and they trying to clean his image up.
Quickly dismissed, not long after the trial started. A court document showed that the girl's medical records show she had chlamydia at the time of the alleged sexual assault, and that Coy never had the disease. She also claimed that Coy didn't use protection during the sexual encounter, which ultimately contradicted the facts. Coy's lawyers also said in the document the girl had previously tried to extort him for money, been diagnosed as bipolar, and also been expelled from high school for repeated disciplinary violations. Despite beating some of the claims, there were more than enough girls whose testimonies couldn't be disputed. There was a total of 8 women who claimed that Coy had sexually assaulted them while they were underage. During the trial, one woman testified that she was 12 when she first had sex with Coy. Although she initially told the police she was 14, during her testimony, she changed her mind about the date. In answer to a question by Coy's attorney, Chip Lewis, the woman said she felt no animosity towards Coy after they stopped seeing each other. Another girl also testified that she had sex with Coy several times at the age of 14 at Dope House Records headquarters. All 8 victims showed the jury one thing: a pattern. All of the girls were underage, with one of them having his biological son. While the list of victims was lengthy, the main focus was still on the trial of a 9-year-old girl. There was no physical evidence, no DNA samples, or anything else to independently link him to sexual contact with the child, and the whole trial was based on her word against his. During her testimony, at one point, she didn't remember what happened and even said she could have dreamed Coy touching her inappropriately. She would later take back her words and say that the incident was real. The girl once again told the whole story from the start, even mentioning the small details like Coy complimenting her dancing abilities. The police officer Ruiz, who was first to interview the girl after the incident, also became a crucial part of the trial and testified that during an interview, the girl informed him that Coy touched her and licked her and even described the location on her body where he did it. Carlos maintained his innocence to all the accusations presented in the courtroom except the case of 13-year-old. The case with the 9-year-old is something I know I can get past and win. The case of the 13-year-old is not winnable because he's definitely my son. The jury took a couple of things in consideration when coming up to a conclusion. All 8 girls who testified during the trial were underage, ranging from 9 to 14 years old. They also used lyrics and his gangster rap persona against him, taking into account his often glorification of the grimiest of crimes. Then, there was also an interview with Houston Press from 1999, which I already mentioned in the beginning of the video, where he said, "One more year in high school and I would have went to jail for all of those little young." When asked about it during the trial, Coy simply responded, "I might have said that." With all of this in mind, there was one crucial fact that couldn't be disputed: his child, whom he had with a girl who was only 13 years old at the time. It didn't take a genius to come up with a link between all the evidence presented to the courtroom and SPM. After 7 hours of deliberation in the hotel room for 2 days, jurors came up with their verdict.
I guess you believe this. You are convinced you are a victim of your own celebrity in this situation. That if you were a plumber or a doctor or a priest or anything else but a rapper, you wouldn't be in this situation. Well, the fact is that there is only one victim in this case, and it is a 9-year-old girl. Now, that is reality, and you need to deal with it. All people in this state, in this county, in this city, and in this courtroom are equal in the eyes of the law. You received a fair trial, you received due process, and the jury has spoken. And it's time for you to face the music. It is the order of this court that you be delivered to the Sheriff of Harris County and to the Director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division, where they will carry out the jury's verdict for 45 years. And a $10,000 fine will be given credit for your back time to see the bail.
Carlos Coy was sentenced to 45 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. His projected release date is set to April 8, 2047, with eligibility for parole on October 7, 2024.
Y'all hear that? That's what he's trying to weasel his way out right now. They doing a campaign, free him. All of your hottest artists in the city don't want to tell the truth. All right, let's do it. Disgusting pervert. He absolutely is guilty.
Recently, SPM has found a resurgence in popularity due to TikTok trends. But do these Gen Z teenagers know that SPM is a convicted Chester, currently serving 45 years after getting caught pounding off in a hotel room with 2 14-year-olds and getting a 13-year-old pregnant at the age of 22. This man has a child titillation record that would make Roman Polanski sick. SPM still gets 1.6 million Spotify plays per month after being locked up for over 21 years. But what if I told you he was way worse than expected? For those who don't know, SPM was an influential rapper in the late 90s and early 2000s, selling millions of records independently. He was actually signed to Universal in the year 2000. They were planning on putting a lot of money behind him to help him become a more commercial and mainstream rapper, but decided to step back since it became increasingly more likely that he would end up in prison. One of SPM's proteges was Baby Bash, and at first, Baby Bash said that SPM was innocent, but recently he's saying he doesn't know because SPM's paperwork has emerged.
Asked about like SPM and those questions regarding that.
I think people assume that I'm like Mr. Dope House. Like I was, you know what I mean? Like I just know all the information and I was there every day. No, I wasn't around that, but you got to understand, I was doing music.
Lie, you was around. Now you wasn't around them. You was around them all the time. You was in that house doing a lot of freaking with them underage girls, allegedly. The paperwork done hit. You shook up. But we got to deal with all of the Houston artists, especially the SUC, who still talking about they doing concerts about free this man. That's disgusting.
Music over there and working with everybody, but we were out hustling and people just think, oh, Baby Bash knows everything. No, I don't know everything. They asked me about the case. I'm like, look, I don't know what happened.
Yes,
I don't know what happened. If I did know.
First of all, Baby Bash, you went on Vlad TV. Your fault. I don't know why they forced you to do that. Cartel extorting you too. You went on Vlad TV and said that he met that 13-year-old at a strip club. That was a lie, and your ass wouldn't get on the stand and say that, or you perjured yourself. And then SPM came out because y'all wasn't on the same page, because I guess the cartel hadn't told y'all get on the same page. He came out and said that's not true. He didn't meet her there. You know, he met her. She was just a nice girl when he met her at the studio in his gangsterism 13-year-old, not in no strip club. And you told us that. You know, you brought that piece of evidence to the table was trying to be a lie.
Oh, believe me, I'd make my fucking mark. And if anything happened like that, then he's the lowest piece of shit motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about it. People always ask me, I don't know what he did. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? So,
it was originally believed that he had a one-night stand with the stripper who turned out to be 13. In actuality, it wasn't a one-night stand. He had seen her multiple times and even dropped her off at a middle school.
And trust me, if I were guilty of this shit, I would have took the 5 years. I'd have done 2.5 years and gone home.
That's a lie.
But they were trying to tell me that I had to say I was guilty for something I didn't do.
No, now, he couldn't take the guilty plea because it would have ruined his rap career forever. He could not plead guilty to touching on no 9-year-old. That would have definitely been it. See, he rolled the dice with the state of Texas. State of Texas will wash your ass up. You don't play with the state of Texas. They tried to give him something light because they some perverts down here. He played with them. They gave him a 45 piece, man. If I was guilty, don't you think I would have took 2? Hell no, pervert. And lightning can't strike 3 times. Now, the first time the 13-year-old got pregnant, it's disgusting. Who knows, SPM? Who knows what? Who knows? Okay. But what about the second time you in the house with this 9-year-old who's hit that for your daughter, who says you touched on her and promised her that she danced great? And now her privates are all kind of disgusting stuff we just not going to talk about here. They set me up. I'm so rich and famous. Okay, SPM. The next time, documented case, 2 of your fans told you they was lesbians. They just wanted to hang out with you. The 14-year-olds. Huh? If I was guilty of that, wouldn't I have took 2 years? This is disgusting, the type of crap this clown. It's a revolutionary salute to our Queen Love and Beauty for the donation to the War Chest. Revolution is a way of life. And I definitely absolutely appreciate that love, Queen, and that support. But back to this pervert. And we don't play. See, this whole video, because at the end, I'm going to put all the people to my free him. We're not going to let them get away with that. I need them to retract. So I need them to come out like Baby Bash trying to do, come out now and say, whoa, I didn't know about the 9-year-old. I didn't know that he was chilling with the 13-year-old, kicking it with her, picking her up from 7th grade. I want people to put that in their goddamn mind. You need to talk to these rappers when they talk about freestyle permission. Whoa, nigga, you all right with a grown man picking up a 7th grader and saying that's his love thing? And then picking up 2 14-year-old groupies. Just think about that. Come on, man. You got nieces running around here, daughters? What's wrong with y'all? But when you niggas say that, I got to remember now, we not all the same. Some of you niggas, that's y'all ilk, and we're going to deal with you then. You see? That's so goddamn true.
Now, I did have a kid with an underage girl. She lied about her age. I never dropped her off at no damn middle school or all this that they're talking about. That's all. You would have to be fucking crazy to be sitting there not giving a about getting an underage girl pregnant.
The 13-year-old girl lied about her goddamn age. Now this is a big time rap star. This is a big man. This is a big time cat in the hood. The 13-year-old he was chilling with, he didn't know exactly how old she was. Okay, what about them two 14-year-olds that you picked up that told you they was lesbians? Like I keep saying, how do you keep being around children? But these two 14-year-olds, how the hell they get your number? Because this nigga, this the worst motherfucker to have a record company, bro. This clown is telling people if you want to break into business to hit him, his name on CDs, his email, all that. I bet you this nigga didn't want to be a rapper. All this shit was to do this type of disgusting ass shit. He can't believe the people fell for his rap schemes. But he telling all these young girls, he got a place for them. And they gonna be big time stars.
That's suicide. Of course I thought she was of age.
Were you rapping at that time, or that was before you started rapping?
Hell no, I never knew I was gonna be no rapper. I was 22 years old smoking fry.
No, you didn't think you'd be no rapper. You was trying, but you thought you had AIDS. Remember that? We learned that in the beginning. That's another piece of the puzzle. South Park Mexican admitted that he thought he had AIDS and he was dying of AIDS. His whole rap career, he thought he was dying of AIDS. There's not no time you see him in any video popping any bottles, rubbing any models, chilling in the, doing all that shit that they do, that he didn't think he was dying of AIDS. You see, he thought the joke was gonna be on the city. You see, he thought that's what y'all get for hanging with me. Y'all leeching off of me. He laughing. He thought, who cares? Who are these women? They didn't want him before he got money. This type of disgusting punk, they never looked at me until I had some money. So he wanted to take it out on them. This is the truth, man. It's the real South Park. It's real SPM story that they tried to hide for far too long. Now they got us thinking people from Texas back this type of shit. Are you fucking crazy? Evolutionary salute to Randy Thomas for the donation to the war chest. Are you crazy, nigga? Oh, you know he backed by the car. I don't give a damn who he backed by. Nigga, tell them Most High sent me. I don't give a shit what that means to a revolutionary. What the fuck that type of bullshit mean? You crazy. This nigga was hiding out in our community, nigga. This motherfucker wasn't doing that shit in the La Raza community. This bitch ass nigga was in the Houston, Texas community, hiding out. Bunch of motherfucking black people around him, but he was praying on his own too, but that's disgusting. But how many black women did this bitch think he was giving motherfucking AIDS to? Huh? Yeah, dirty back. I don't give a shit about this nigga. And them phonies that's backing him, nigga.
I was out of my mind. I was smoking fries, selling just, and those who don't know what fry is, it's formaldehyde. But I will never, ever regret my beautiful baby boy. Anyway, I want to let the world know you can love me. I'm a motherfucking dog, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not the kind of dog that the state of Texas wants you to believe I am.
Around 7 women between the ages of 12 and 14 came forward and said that they had sexual relationships with Carlos Coy, more famously known as South Park Mexican. Sadly enough, SPM didn't take the trial seriously, showing up to court wearing baggy gym shorts and big t-shirts. The son he had with the 13-year-old was already 7 at this point, and the mom only wanted child support. She wasn't trying to get him arrested for statutory rape. SPM could have avoided prison if he simply provided for his son. She successfully sued him for $28,000 in the year 2000. Then 2 years later, he would get convicted, mainly for getting her pregnant. Carlos was only supposed to serve 5 years, and the jury agreed that he knew how young she was and that he had seen her multiple times. This wasn't an honest mistake. If it was, he would have gotten a lighter sentence. This is a man who knew exactly what he was doing. He is undoubtedly attracted to children. To think he could actually beat this case when the mom is 20 and the kid is 7, proving without a doubt that he had sex with a 13-year-old. Before prison, SPM had a rough, mean, ruthless persona, and after being convicted, he talks in a higher-pitched voice, trying to seem as innocent as possible. Carlos still claims this whole thing has been a conspiracy against him and that all his accusers are lying.
time now passes in a state prison for Carlos Coy. He has served 6 of 45 years and sings a different song.
The worst type of
You know what it is to kiss your babies through a window, see your whole life pass through a window.
Carlos insists
This is a fucking Milli Vanilli. This dude supposed to be locked up for keys, hits, international shipping of narcotics. No, he like little girls. No coca, no pies, no cakes, none of that rap shit. No hits on nobody. He ain't thugger down there. They wasn't sliming nobody. That's real. This nigga is in prison because he disgusting punk and pedophile. That's what they really, they like, damn, we can't get that up off of us. So they trying to shine it up. Why? It's a lot of money still tied to the name SPM. He's still one of the biggest sound scan promoters, people with streams and shit like that. Because people been lying so much for him in the city, they've been covering it up. Only because them northern Mexicans in Cali and stuff, the Mexican in Cali is denouncing them that this shit done pop back up. I'm glad it popped up because now then everybody know. Texas, we don't give a damn about this pervert. Anybody around him, nigga, please, we still whooping on and stomping out people who molest kids. We still will leave you somewhere if you think you're going to prey on babies. You can't even send your kid to your friend. This nigga was cool with the man. 9-year-old he touched. The man was in prison. He's a predator. And he prayed. See them screwed up click niggas. He prayed on y'all, bro. Y'all fell for the Mexican plug mafioso act. That's an act, nigga. And y'all niggas will do anything for money, nigga. I'm gonna prove that in just a second.
He was innocent of molesting his daughter's 9-year-old friend. Paternity tests do prove he fathered a child with a 14-year-old girl in a separate case.
They say all publicity is good publicity, but I think in this one matter.
And there's more to this case that people don't know. Multiple middle school age girls have told detailed stories about their encounters with Coy. Some of their parents even confirmed the relationship. 45 years seems like a lot at first, but then you remember he had 7 total accusers. His excuse that he mistaked the middle schooler for an adult might work once, but not 9 times. Police department investigator Heidi Ruiz was—
Come on, see, that's another part. You know what this live was for, y'all? Salute to everybody here. To document all that y'all didn't know. Because that other video from the other day I did yesterday, people like, damn, I didn't even know that. So I said, you know what, let me put this live together. Because I already told those rappers who talking about freedom, y'all ass was getting put out there. But I wanted everybody to see this. And after we do this, let us hear them say free that man. If you say that, that's because you're disgusting punk who want to prey on our motherfucking kids and we know where you at. And we want to deal with you. We don't like you. We won't like your kind. And we better not ever be in the same place at the same time, nigga.
Quoted saying, he's guilty. He's more guilty than any suspect I've ever worked with before. The youngest victim Carlos had was 9 years old. She was a friend of his daughter who was spending the night on Labor Day weekend. The 2 girls were playing cops and robbers and entertained themselves using a Barbie CD-ROM.
I want y'all to remember, he housed them drugs on them pills, coke, out of his mind. You see what I'm saying? And going after them babies, man. Because, and it's another sick thing. Because, see, grown women, they see him like, oh, man, you just another motherfucker out here. They might give him some cat or whatever. But kids, they idolize him. See, this cat wants to be a God figure. This is really, they better understand that. And it's sick that some of them rappers, to them, he is one.
Later in the night, the 2 girls were channel surfing, and Carlos came in the room wearing boxers and a t-shirt. He would put on Texas Chainsaw Massacre while touching his daughter's friend inappropriately. The 2 girls would be put to bed.
Salute to my revolutionary brother that popped up in the building. The Drain Master, salute. Soldiers say salute, General. March them phonies. Long live Flipper. We marching them. This far. And believe me, y'all, they all watching. They know what time it is. It's been too many people in the greater Houston area who've been taking up for this punk. Too many of them. Too many SUC cats. I got to put that out there. After this, you know what they're taking up for. They can't say they didn't know. Nigga, please, you don't give a fuck. Any rappers backing him? Come on, man. What is the rap business about anymore? Huh? It's already disgusting. Rapper out who won't tell Drake stop wearing that nail polish. That's crazy. I think Jay Prince, it was a time when he would never went for that. But things done changed. But to stand up for SPM when it's obvious, this nigga a chomo and a pedophile, that makes the city And they think about us, y'all talking about our culture. What the fuck is y'all doing then?
And the 9-year-old friend noticed Carlos by the doorway. He reached over his sleeping daughter and reached his hand under her friend's panties. She was pretending to be asleep, hoping he'd go away, but he would lick her vagina for a full 5 minutes.
Come on, man.
She didn't feel well after that and called her mom. She arranged a ride home, and Carlos was the driver. He told her not
his
to.
Wife there. His wife is in the other room. And his wife's in the other room, and then this nigga got access to every bad motherfucker. He got plenty of paper. He can leave the house, like I say, go to a hotel room, get 3 or 4 of them in there, man. He don't want that. That's what I'm talking. They talking about free a man. He don't want no grown women. You're talking about free a monster, a predator who want children, vulnerable ones at that.
To tell anyone what he did, that she's a great dancer. He was going to open up a dance studio for her and make her a big star. Then he would buy her and her family anything they wanted. The little girl would have nightmares about what happened and eventually told her mom. According to Baby Bash, the mom tried to extort SPM for $20,000 or else they would go to the police.
Physically and mentally and emotional. She was really, really hurt by him.
Carlos laughed about it and hung up the phone. Supposedly, he had an intimate relationship with the girl's mom, which probably explains why she attempted to settle things before going to the police.
Nah, that hadn't happened thousands of times. Y'all done heard it. It's females who heard it. They let the wrong monster into their house, and that monster touched on their children. Come on now. This is not shocking. It's just shocking that people are like, nah, he wouldn't do that. Why not? He has that's his history, nigga. He don't have no history of no narcotics. That is a myth. He sold what? He ain't sold no dope, bitch. Tell me, it's that fairy tale. Not smuggling drugs. Right now, that's a lie. That rapper. This bitch got a history of being a pervert and messing with underage girls, man.
Carlos would get arrested a few weeks later. He was able to bond out of jail, and his trial was scheduled for May 6, 2002. More proof that he's a complete idiot. On February 3rd, 2002.
My brother go to match for the donation to the War Chest Revolution as well. Life, a lot of warriors donating. See, when they know we stand on this type of business, they just making sure that the War Chest is ready, just in case it got to be any hanky-panky, and we ready, nigga.
While awaiting trial for child molestation, he picked up 2 14-year-old fans and took them to a motel, where one of the girls claims to have had sex with them. Carlos had showed her softcore Cinemax films, and she later locked herself in the bathroom while Carlos had sex with another woman. Carlos would drop off the 14-year-olds miles away from their house. Even if they weren't underage, this would be seen as disrespectful and rude. They had to use a phone at a strip mall to catch a ride.
They thought that was funny. To him, they thought that was funny. You see, these were some fans. They kept calling him. They say they lesbians. How they get your number? I met him at a show. Now I'm gonna you know what they show him? His eyes. He looking for a particular type of person. He looking for them young. You see, he don't want her to be mature and fully blossomed. No, that ain't what he looking for. That's why it's always the same thing. Very young individuals. Oh, they lied to me about their age.
From their older sister. When confronted about how they ended up there, they were honest. There were also witnesses who spotted the young girls at the motel, and this was enough to get his bond revoked. The sentence isn't actually harsh at all. The courts knew that he impregnated a 13-year-old. This should be enough to scare him into not doing it again, but he would do it multiple times. Awaiting trial for molestation wasn't enough to stop him from having...
So they say free him. This who a lot of Houston rappers were saying free. I named it Slim Thug. I mean, not Slim. I don't know if he said that. Not Zero. Trey. Lil Kiki. I'm going to show him and Powwow did a concert for him. So the ESG. I'm going to show that. Lil Flip. This is the guy they saying free. A pervert who, why he on bond for allegedly touching a 9-year-old, he picks up 2 14-year-olds. Take them to the room, watch porn, and then have sex with one of them. Come on now. They want him free. What you think he gonna do when he get out?
Having sex with a 14-year-old. And apparently he's eligible for parole next year. And this dude got married to a girl in her mid-20s while in prison. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he started doing the same stuff when he gets out. Carlos has never taken accountability. I'd have more respect for him if he just came out and said, I was a predator and I knowingly did these things. Admitting is the first step to recovery, just like with alcoholism, and he might not be granted parole if he keeps lying. And it's a shame because he made good music. In the mid-2000s, there was a Houston explosion, and his friend Baby Bash started getting mainstream recognition. SPM could have been a big part of that, but he decided that molesting children was more important than his career. Hopefully it's worth sitting in a box for over 20 years. Yeah, he fucked up. I'm out.
But one thing I've found over time is that sex offenders have one trait in common, and that is that they are all liars, and you are no exception to that rule. You have lied to your family, you have lied to this court, you have lied to this jury, you've lied to your audience every time you go out there with your positive message, knowing that your life is not as it should be. You have spent this court's time, this jury's time, trying to explain, trying to discount, trying to excuse your conduct. There is no excuse for your conduct. You have testified to this jury. And I guess you believe this, that you are convinced that you are a victim of your own celebrity in this situation. And if you were a plumber or a doctor or a priest or anything else but a rapper, you wouldn't be in this situation. Well, the fact is that there is only one victim in this case, and it is a 9-year-old girl. Now, that is reality, and you need to deal with it. All people in this state, in this county, in this city, and in this courtroom are equal in the eyes of the law. You've received a fair trial, you've received due process, and the jury has spoken. And it's time for you to face the music. It is the order of this court that you be delivered to the Sheriff of Harris County and to the Director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division, where they will carry out the jury's verdict for 45 years, and a $10,000 fine will be given credit for your back time to see the bailiff.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He content. Come on. Look at him. On his way to Texas prison system, where he's been getting extorted ever since he walked in there and been paying to survive. They didn't come up with this shit because they own his whole operation now. Because they definitely had to protect them, nigga, for these. Niggas cats from Austin, they don't give a shit. That's what he said to do with them. And cats from San Antonio. Come on, man. Come on, man. TS, they don't give a damn about that. Come on. That man was like an all-you-can-eat buffet, man, for the essays. But I'm trying to find out why the fuck did the Houston rap scene, the black rappers, why the fuck did they decide to go along? Unless they getting shook down, they scared to death. Why did they go along with trying to say free a pervert like this? I got to play my video from earlier this morning to line up with all of this. TV. Houston ain't big enough. The series continues. Some of SUC greats sides with the convicted pervert, the convicted Mexican pedo, the convicted child trafficker, the convicted abuser of babies as young as 9. Some of the greats. I said in the video yesterday, and I know people thought I was playing. Why would I play? Why would I lie? I'm standing on righteous revolutionary business. You see, I switched my revolutionary, my rods, my staffs. I usually have my deer antler cane when I'm talking about this. Houston big enough. But for this revolutionary topic, I had to get a revolutionary righteous staff. My rod and my staff, they comfort me. So the Most High will prepare me to make my enemies my footstool as I spit this righteous information. We know that South Park Mexican, like I said yesterday, got a 13-year-old girl pregnant, 13 years old. Didn't meet at no strip club. That was a lie. 13 years old. That's disgusting. A lot of places where I grew up at, that can get you some bad news, beat you home behind that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, after impregnating a 13-year-old, he was arrested for violating a 9-year-old who was having a slumber party at his house. You see, he wanted them type of cats. A lot of them perverts in the community. You can't let your grandkids or your kids be around them. See, in the black community, we had a lot of their uncles and perverts preying on babies. We're putting some light onto this situation. I'm standing tall through it all because the Most High has anointed me to do this work. I should have no fear. So I don't want nobody to say, you know who connected to who? They connect to the Most High because that's my trump card. Any phonies they name don't get stepped on. That's the truth. Violated a 9-year-old as she slumber partied at his house. What a disgusting maggot. Then violated the bond on that arrest by being laid up in a room with 2 14-year-olds. That's human trafficking, sex trafficking. Disgusting. I don't care what culture he came from. That is not welcomed in ours. Oh, absolutely not. So it's disgusting when I see some of the greats. Let's flip. We start with you, brother. Why would you back a predator of the community? Not see, this is what happened with Epstein. Even after Epstein was convicted, people still hung with him. Now they hiding because it's like, y'all is still backing a convicted pedo like SPM. Free your nigga SPM. This was 2001. Free his nigga SPM. 2001. He say free his nigga SPM. After all that information I just laid out, we need Flip to retract. And we know, Flip, you in the audience right now, nigga. You are your administrator. I know y'all in this audience. The audience might not know. Y'all stalking the hell out of me. Y'all was hoping this wasn't about you. You getting a little debut in here too, boy. Got a little spot for you. 2001, Flip, why are you saying free a man with all of that disgusting smut on his name? Got a 13-year-old pregnant. I think if you get a 13-year-old pregnant, nobody should ever talk about free you. I didn't know you could do that in the rap game. Everybody who been taking up for Flip. What you got to say about that? Then was arrested for touching on a 9-year-old. He's convicted for that. Touching on a 9-year-old. Okay? I didn't know you could say free a person who do that. Flip, I need you to retract this, brother. Because I'm on the campaign. This ain't going nowhere. Then he was laid up in a hotel room. This ain't all innuendo no more because I just laid all the videos out for y'all. The first person to lay all that out, this live going to be the one with all of it on there. Ha! A nice little bow I tied up for him. They were laid up with 2 14-year-olds. Now, hold on. Now, I know it's a disgusting rappers in the music business. But we got people in the open now, y'all, saying free a man who laid up with children while he on the road. This was at the height. Nigga, he was SPM with them 2 14-year-olds. You know, this wasn't the beginning of his career with the 13-year-old. No, this one he was the big dog, one of the biggest artists in America, nigga, the biggest Mexican artist on the planet at this time. And what did he decide to do? Lay up with 2 14-year-olds. I didn't know it was okay to say free him, Flip. Flip. And by 2001, Flip, you didn't have all the information. Like I said, that he slept with a 13-year-old. That's okay with you, Flip? He got her pregnant. The son is speaking out. He don't get along with a pervert like his rapist father. Good, young man, gonna be all right. Might have to bring him on a platform so his story get told. And we can help the family in any way, shape, form, and fashion. Anybody don't like that, let me know in real life. Get off line. Get out of line, offline, and it's gonna go down. That's real talk. Okay. Flip, did you know about the 9-year-old? That he got arrested for messing with the slumber party? Or that hearsay? Pathetic. But then he violated the bond. Did you look at the court documents? His statement. Oh, man, you know how the court system works. No, I don't. Why don't you tell me, nigga? Tell me how it works, Flipper. Violate that bond, human trafficking 2 14-year-olds, man. I think about my daughters. And how if any of this was any of them, y'all wouldn't even know my story unless it's the death row story of a man who lost his rage and went crazy on perverts and cleaned up the community. Flip, that's okay with you? But like I told y'all, it's most definitely not just Flipperachi who decided it was okay to say free SPM. Flip, why would you want to free a pervert and a predator of the community? We want answers, Flip. Why you saying free SPM? The hood not good with that. In the rap business, y'all is backing sex offenders now. When that become cool? No, bro. These niggas is bought and paid for. And SPM still got a big fan base of perverts. Y'all make sure y'all share this to SUC fan page on Instagram, all that. I got some of my people who gonna do that. Huh. They didn't want to answer the Hawk situation. Now they know it's true because submitted it. But anyway, we need retraction from Flip, Kiki, Trey, Powwow, Izzy. Y'all gonna have to retract that free SPM, or y'all got to understand y'all are standing on siding with a convicted pedo who has molested plenty of children. That's on the record. No more hiding y'all head on the saying like y'all don't really know what happened. That's impossible. We putting it all out there. It's so big, these clowns doing things for money. And let's hear the GOAT, one of the captains, one of the founders of this thing.
Hey, Kiki, I just wanted to say, hey, man, SPM, man, how influential is he still in the city of Houston?
South Park, Mexico. Oh, man, let me tell you how much he's an influence in the city. I just got through doing about 4 or 5 songs for him in the last 2 or 3 months, man. This man.
I just got through doing 4 or 5 songs for him. What? You don't give a damn about the 9-year-old? He was locked up for touching? Man, I don't got all the facts. But you don't care about the 13-year-old he impregnated. He do have a son for and he's admitted, but she lied about her age. The 13-year-old lied. He thought that she was older than 13-year-old Kiki. You don't care about that? Damn, you didn't care about the 2 14-year-old children that he was laid up with in a hotel room that he had sex with before he violated his bond. You don't give a damn about that? See, Key, when you saying you doing songs for him, brother, what we don't understand is, are you not knowing this shit? Or are you that type of disgusting ass nigga who's siding with that shit? Nigga, let it make it plain, family. That's real motherfucking talk. Nigga, no more ducking and hiding games. You niggas doing anything for money. We putting y'all ass on blast, nigga. You ain't got no morals, homie. If you don't denounce SPM like you said, free him, nigga. You could have said, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't know enough. But you didn't. You was out to work with him, nigga, and it's out to promote him. Cool, nigga.
Man, it's
2018. You had just got through doing 4 or 5 songs to help continue to help him pray. It seems like he's a big figure in the Houston community. He's a pervert and a pedophile, and somebody who preyed on a 13-year-old baby. That can get you bumped off where I'm from. Got her pregnant. Got arrested for violating the 9-year-old where I'm from. They can find you in the woods for that. Then violate that bond by laying up in a hotel room with 2 14-year-olds. Kiki, why is that okay with you, bro? You down with that? I'm going to tell you how influential he is. I just did 4 songs. Oh, really, nigga? Oh, really? You just did 4 songs for a nigga who violated and got a 13-year-old child pregnant. Oh, Lord, I would have erased your pain and suffering. That have been my people. You wouldn't have to worry about it no more. But like Willie D said, you cried when your grandma died. That was real. You ain't got to cry no more. You're going to see her. Got arrested for violating a 9-year-old that wanted to slumber party with his young daughter. Violated that human trafficking 2 14-year-old babies in a hotel room. Key, why wouldn't you do songs for a pervert like that? I mean, did you know? I mean, he'll say that's rumor, that's facts. Disgusting, Key, you didn't give a damn about the man violated the babies.
got through doing about 4 or 5 songs for him in the last 2 or 3 months. Doing about.
Why is it cool, Kiki, to do songs with a man who violate kids, children, molest them, take their innocence? How is it okay? And you were supposed to be a boss type figure. You answer that. And niggas think they was gonna get away with this? Not on court figure TV. Watch, nigga. I'm the one to stand on this type of shit, nigga. I get the answer from, I talk to the Most High. Once the Most High say, go ahead, I got you. Oh, okay. He make my enemies my footstool. That's his promise to me if I do and say the right things, righteous revolutionary work. The Yah-Man revolution co-figure won't tolerate this, Key. You doing work. When I say I won't tolerate it, I'm putting it out there for the people to know. I don't give a damn how you and nobody else feel about this, bro. Ain't no, this for the community, man. Y'all niggas been worried about who South Park Mexican could or would be tied to. Perverts and pedophiles and human smugglers. I'm sick of this shit. And a bunch of revolutionaries with me sick of this shit. I'm here to let you know it's some bad news. For those who think that they can prey on babies or back a man who clearly is a disgusting punk, should not be hiding up under in the Houston rap scene, nigga. Oh, what he done that's past, nigga. They should have erased his music like they went after R. Kelly. Huh? But niggas coming on here bragging about, I just did a couple of songs for a pervert or a rapist in the hip-hop community. Am I missing something here? Kiki, that's you bragging. So we got them two big SUC names, man.
Maybe.
Then we got Trey the Truth.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the homie South Park Mexican. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my close homies. Free him.
Free South Park Mexican. Oh man, Trey, that's the nail in your activist coffin, brother. You not no activist want to free somebody who is preying on the community, brother. Return all your awards that you got for good work, because that's over, brother. But I've been doing so much good work on bringing this to the light. Somebody just put me some more information in a message saying that, oh, Cook, the reason Trey came out probably said this because he was with South Park Mexican and Dope House at one time. I don't know. Is that true, Trey? That you was SPM for a minute? That's one of your close. I'm make sure I heard this right.
Me with the homie South Park Mexican. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my close homies. Free him.
Okay, free a man who got a 13-year-old girl pregnant. Ain't you an activist, bro? I know, Trey, I didn't like your blackface Ku Klux Klan activity when y'all jumped on Road, robbed him, and beat him in front of everybody. That's some treacherous, traitorous ass BS. But I don't want to let that be the last impression I have on you. I got to remember the great times. You a legendary activist in the youth community. I could never take that from you because the people you help, they remind me, brother, nah, remember his revolutionary work, and I do. But then I come across shit like this, and I say, but do you see this? He's saying free a man who got a 13-year-old baby pregnant. Y'all know what can happen to you when you do that, 13-year-olds? Let me know. Violated. He got arrested for violating a 9-year-old as they slumber party at his house with his daughter. Fact. Violated that arrest. This dude is a repeat offender with being a pervert. Violated that with having two young 14-year-olds in a hotel room with him. This Trey, that's okay with you though. But you know this. 2016. You know all this. Have you came out and denounced it? Now that you know, have you denounced it yet, Trey? I want to hear your denouncement. Or you stand by. We're going to need, y'all make sure y'all send this video to Trey, to all the SUC. Trey, brother, we need you to denounce this. You don't got to speak on Cuff Figure or none of that. I know I'm too small for a big-time celebrity like you to address personally. Oh, if you ever do it, better be respectful, brother. But we need you to denounce that you came out and said free SPM. Maybe you didn't have all the facts because you're so busy flying all around and doing any of the bullshit that you're doing. But now that the facts is out there, brother, and it's unavoidable and ain't no denying it, could you please take back what you said about free a predator who preyed on a 9-year-old? That's not alleged. He was convicted for that. Got a 13-year-old pregnant. That's his baby mama family. And then was arrested for violating his bond for laying up in a hotel room, human trafficking, and sleeping with two 14-year-olds. Trey, please don't let that smut sit on your name, brother. Free SPM. Kiki, do you stand by free a pervert who prey on kids? Live flip. You standing by that? Because the community want to know, nigga. Cuffing on the other side, standing tall for the community through it all. Y'all niggas got y'all pick and choose. You see, if it wasn't SPM, nobody could have got away with this. But since SPM, oh, that's my homie, free him. But then Trey, you were active. You want rapists or babies to be free? Come on, make it make sense. Unless all of y'all, see, forgive me, my bad. Did I mess up the plot? Was y'all gonna let him come home and then he was gonna be found somewhere? Because if that was the case, damn, my nigga, I don't want to mess up this play. But I don't believe that's the case. Y'all doing songs for him. His Jeffrey Epstein type empire. He brings young kids in, gives them money, drugs, influences them, ruins them. That's okay with y'all? Huh? Do South Park Mexican know something that we don't know about y'all? Oh my goodness. Was he the PD to H-Town? Did y'all party at some of South Park Mexican parties with some of these girls? Is it questionable? You niggas, huh? SPM calling for opinion, yeah. SPM is the type of motherfucker that would been blackmailing all y'all motherfuckers and making sure y'all stay in line because some secrets that he know. How disgusting. Either he blackmailing y'all or y'all some phonies and some frauds. This shit got to be brought to the light, nigga. And this bullshit, that's why he keeps saying he tied to screwed up music, because y'all ain't denounced this no good, disgusting ass yet. But the SUC fans and those who love the movement, they don't like what y'all doing right now, nigga. This is fake. They denouncing it. You see? The real SUC people who spiritual. Now they ain't, God damn it, they'll never stand for that. They may similar serve, maybe a little weed, they may get wet or whatever they do. No, look, go, whatever they do, probably do. But they don't like disgusting perverts who prey on babies, nigga. That's where y'all going wrong, and that's where y'all gonna get a bunch of backlash for this right here. I'm putting it out there. Southport Mexican, peace alert, peace alert. Peace alert, peace alert. I want unity in the community. Yo, no good, disgusting ass is not welcomed in the greater Houston area by revolutionaries like myself. I don't give a damn about who told you or vouched for you. They phonies, they fakers. Why would I ever give a damn about the enemy of the Most High? I care about the babies. We everywhere. You niggas can't. I get this on the record too, because I know it's a lot of people. What does it have to do with us? He a Mexican. That's Houston. Tell y'all niggas something. I'm a global revolutionary. Every community is my business. Any child, any old lady, any youngster, any regular civilian getting preyed on and picked on and need a righteous revolutionary, there I'll be in the midst. Thus says the Most High. This is my jurisdiction. Anywhere that you think that you could prey on the people, you could confuse the community. Because we standing on this. And anybody who's standing for this, we don't give a damn about you. I don't care about you taking something the wrong way. Don't message me. Show up. Any messaging, then I know you're a phony and a faker. And you want the FBI to get involved. This shit is business, y'all. This ain't for y'all watching. This for the bullshit motherfuckers who eavesdrop and want to see what my next move is. I swear to God on my mama. She been going to 87. We going to defeat you clowns while the whole world watching. Y'all disgusting, man. And I just got the feeling it's our time. This is too disgusting. It don't want all this type of bullshit don't want way too motherfucking far, nigga. So I know what y'all playing on Southport Mess and getting out and y'all throwing these concerts, y'all been having make a lot of money. Bullshit, nigga. We're gonna try to make sure that gets shut down, nigga. He's a disgusting pervert. His music needs to be pulled. They pulled R. Kelly. They pulled R. Kelly. Are you kidding me? If you pulled R. Kelly music, what am I making? You took Bill Cosby off, and this ain't just trying to say what they did to the black man. What they did to the black man, they got to do it to the Mexican man. They did this pervert. No, listen to him. It hurts victims. Victims don't want to hear this pervert. And as a community representative and a protector of our culture, I'd be damned if y'all get bullied by cartel and fake cartel members and supporting him. Man, y'all getting extorted. And come some of the places we had, nigga, it'll be a legendary battle. And they gonna talk about it 100 years from now, nigga, how we done this community work. More gonna come. It's already people hitting me in that other video I did yesterday. That's why I backed over saying, man, I appreciate, but you ain't seen nothing yet, bro. They ready. And if any of these niggas don't like it, let me know in real life. I swear to God on my mama, nigga. This here is what I really must do for the people. And I got revolutionaries lined up everywhere, nigga. We've been waiting for some action, righteous action. Ain't nobody gonna move on no nonsense. They trained, they battle tested and proven. Oh man, it's nothing but blessings on top of blessings come from standing on shit like this, man. And you'll be able to do incredible stuff, shit that you didn't know you had in you, or come forward. Thus said the Most High, man. Your aim get a little crisper. Your reflexes a little crisper. Your sense of understanding certain plays, you get more aware. Come on, man. We cannot let this type of bullshit fest in our community. Well, people all outside of Texas, they thinking this shit cool. Ain't nobody said nothing. Tim Snow was talking and salute to the brother. What that brother, man? Big Tony, he said something out of H-Town. Probably a few other local people. I don't want to, shit on nobody's name. He did some good work. But ain't nobody saying nothing. No podcast. It's crickets. What you do have is these rappers with these big names saying, free that man. What? This is crazy, like a matrix. Did I hear you right, nigga? Some shit where these niggas can't be from no hood, nigga. Please, what you say you backing? Supposed to whoop on that. Hell you talking about? He, nigga, off the back, he molested a child. Come on, we deal with that. All these rappers never been no prison. Never. They just fakers who write about jail. Don't you know what happened to you when you going out with that type of shit? Well, why Southport Mexican still alive? He getting extorted. He's a phony. The mafia is extorting him. And I don't know if they was making the Houston rap scene shut up, but that's over with, nigga. That's over with. You niggas better retract the motherfucking statements, nigga. We applying pressure. So just some of the street soldiers, some come from the military. I can't give everything up. That's classified information. But what I would tell you is, you niggas will never win this here. That's impossible. And you niggas don't think you know who all court tied to. No, you not, nigga. They'll never judge a book by its cover, nigga. It's a bunch of motherfuckers out there just like me, nigga, but they in the dark. They being quiet. They just waiting to see a reaction from motherfuckers who think they're going to prey on our community. I want to hear something from this guy's co-figure. Now we just listed Lil Flip. He said free SPM. Lil Kiki, he came on record free SPM and said he did some songs for SPM. Trey the Truth, he went on record saying free SPM. That's his partner. All right. Now we have, and it hurt me to do this, but I got to show no favoritism and got to be a journalist who keeps it real. Here we have ESG at SPM's 48th birthday bash featuring Baby Bash, Pow Wow, and Lil Kiki. So here we have ESG right here doing a concert on behalf of SPM and the Houston rap scene.
We the birds to the service drive red. Represent both sides of Houston. 10,000 down payment on your head.
Now, I just want to show ESG real quick, and then I'm because that's not right, E. They don't bring me no pleasure doing this to show that ESG did a show for South Park Mexican people. You know, brought me no pleasure, but I had to tell the truth. ESG, that's wrong. South Park Mexican was locked up for touching on a 9-year-old ESG. That's wrong to help his people make money to continue their Jeffrey Epstein type BS. It's wrong to back perverts like SPM or any of his organizations. The streets don't support that, and neither do the wider community, righteous people. You're not supposed to be standing next to anybody standing up for South Park Mexican ESG. You see? I know you might need the money, but all money ain't good money. Do you remember that saying? Now here we have Kiki, a repeat offender. You have him on the video earlier saying free him. Now here go him and Pow Wow, all Pow Wow. You gonna have to retract this right here, brother. Are you standing for our children? Or are you standing for the perverts who touch them, molest them, traffic them several occasions? SPM. Why y'all doing concert for him? Come on, man. Will y'all niggas do anything for fucking money? I know them boys got paper over there. So what? Jeffrey Epstein had paper. Yeah, that's why everybody's showing up to get that money. Damn. It's the same scene, except it's the music business. It's strange. Reality is truth is stranger than fiction. Here these niggas is. Like, people seen Jeffrey Epstein convicted, they still showed up to his parties. And people like, why did you do that? You knew he was convicted. Ask these rappers, you know SPM is convicted. Why are you showing up at a concert for his birthday? And guess what? At this concert, South Park Mexican gonna get on the phone and he gonna rap. The crowd, oh, they loving it. They loving to hear the pedo, the pervert, the molester. They are loving it. This is what, see, y'all don't take this music industry is so devilish and deceitful. It manipulates your kids. Have people like South Park Mexican telling them about all the great things he can do for them just to get them into a hotel room. This music business will have your idols like Kiki, Pow Wow, Trey, Lil Flip, and ESG, many more. The whole life talking this G shit, but then a pervert who preying on children, convicted for touching on a 9-year-old nigga. Convicted. He sex trafficked and had 2 14-year-olds in the room. His baby mama was 13 years old when he got her pregnant. It was okay. No morals. They have sold you a reality. These niggas, it's all about money. That's prostitution, nigga. If all you give a fuck is about money, you a prostitute, nigga. You got to go get that money, man. Look at him.
Hey, what do you do, baby? It's Pow Wow. Players rise by haters follow. Got those.
The only way, let me get these clowns off the motherfucking stage. We had enough of the circus. Now, the only way that I could even almost have some sympathy for those rappers is if they getting extorted and they getting forced to do that by the cartel, whoever back at SPM. I know the Mexican Mafia back at SPM because he getting extorted. That's the only way he survived in Texas prison. I done been there. The only way he survived in Texas prison, nigga, inmate, protecting his motherfucking ass. He the property of inmate. They running everything outside and inside. But if them Houston rappers, if they don't let them people, them essays come to them and tell them, hey, they better not hear nothing disrespectful, man, they better fold up, pack up, and leave town because it's over for them. If I find out any of that, I'll get any information I'm bringing that these niggas will rather tarnish what's left of the great Screw legacy by backing a pervert. And it's all the shit in the fan. You seen Baby Bash backing up now. It's well, if I because the paperwork out. And I'm finna show you we getting to the paperwork right now. I had to set the stage. Shalom, shalom, soldiers. You know, watch my back. Now that the paperwork is out, I want to know what the Houston rap said. I'm not gonna let them rappers pretend like they didn't say free him. Did you know who you were saying was free, or you didn't give a fuck? But we're gonna get them on the record.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What in the hell is going on here, man? All right, this is some way out stuff right here. Keeps booting me off. Keeps booting me off. Keeps booting me off. All right. So what we're going to do here. What's up, Jay? I'm going to try this one more time, Playboy. If not, we're going on Instagram Live, brother. I'm going to try this one more. So, for whatever reason, on YouTube, come on now. Maybe that's what it is. YouTubers has pretty much said that he had sex with we're talking about SPM, man. SPM is a rapper from Texas that for the last 20 years has pretty much said that he had sex with a 13-year-old girl that was a stripper, this, that, and the third. Well, I got his paperwork, brother. His paperwork doesn't say that. His paperwork actually says this. So to all you people, anytime you hear somebody say that SPM didn't know the girl was underage, didn't know the girl was 13, had no clue, right? I want you guys to look at this paperwork. If you guys on Instagram, go to my YouTube channel and you guys will see the paperwork. This is what I want you to show these guys, all right? I want you guys to read that right there. Asked by the prosecutor, Lisa Andrew, if Corey knew her age at the time, the woman said she wasn't sure, but she said, that cut off right there, he sometimes picked her up at intermediate school where she attended 7th grade.
Nah, the reason that's important, that's the prosecution asking they asked the girl that. You know, this is they asking her that. That's in court documents. SPM, to cover this up, came out and say, oh, Revolutionary Way of Life salute. Oh, man, and people talking about I picked up at school. Now, that's just a lie. She said you picked her up from the 7th grade. You knew damn well you picked her up from the 7th grade, brother. She lied about her age. What, she told you she failed a couple of times? I thought she flunked 3 or 4 times. He's a lie. Like the judge told him, he is a liar. He's a narcissist. Got an ego problem. But this 13-year-old is in the court documents. He knew exactly how old she is because not only had he chilled with her. See, some people thought this was a one-night stand at a strip club, which they planted that story and people ran with it. That's a lie. We already ripped that apart. Wasn't never no strip club. They never was in no strip club together. He met her at MC Free's house in Pasadena. That's where he met her. MC Free in Pasadena at the studio while he getting all this gangster, we getting all this gangster stuff right. Yeah, he was there chilling with his 13-year-old boo, but she lied about her age.
Did you guys get that? The girl who he had a baby from that was 13 when he had sex with her, 14 when the baby came out, in court came out and said, I don't know if he knew that I was underage, but he would pick me up at the junior high, homeboy. Get out of here. What man at 21, 22 years old is going to go to junior high and pick up the ruca that was a stripper?
Now,
maybe the first night.
Look, I said this in a video earlier. See, this is a problem that the greater community, nobody want to face. This is what niggas who had money and power. I said, I remember being in my junior high and niggas rolling up on swingers, they circling the block. Come on, man. Niggas had no business at them junior highs. They there. Them dope boys. They there. Picking up these fast girls in fatherless homes, father in prison, or mother got to work, or mother somebody got addicted to these drugs. These niggas ain't got their hands on them. Southport Bessie, the reason this is so crazy, because he had it all. He was a big name. This man is a regular man like everybody else who had a disease and a sickness. He's a devil. but they tried to cover it up and hide it. Hell no, this nigga was picking a good girl up from junior high. And he knew exactly how old she is. That's how he liked it. He knew how old that 9-year-old was. He knew how old them 14-year-old girls was.
He had sex with her. He thought, yeah, she's 18. But after so many days, weeks, I'm not sure how long their relationship went, brother. But this fool was going to her junior high to pick her up. What does that tell you? That tells you he knew damn well.
That man did not think that girl was no 18 or he wouldn't have been with her. He didn't want no 18-year-olds. He never thought that. He knew exactly how old she was. That he knew.
That she was underage, brother. But that's just one thing. The plot thickens, man. The plot thickens. And like I said, the reason I'm making this video is because I'm sick and tired of the arguments. One thing here, I don't like the BS. I like to get facts. And the facts is this is all from court documents, brother. This guy was having sex with a 13-year-old girl, picking her up at junior high. Now think about this, guys. Don't look at him as SPM, just like don't look at him as Michael Jackson. Don't look at him as R. Kelly. Look at him as a man that is picking up your 13-year-old daughter at junior high. That's what this guy was, man. But that's just the beginning, brother. That's just the beginning. What most people don't know is that SPM is not in jail for statutory rape. SPM is in jail. Let's read it. Children's Assistance Center that during this interview, she informed the interviewer the appellant touched and licked her and described the location of her body where the appellant had touched and licked her. This is coming from a 9-year-old little girl. This guy is in prison again, not for statutory rape. He's in prison for going down on a 9-year-old little girl, brother. Let that sink into you guys. Stop with the BS that he's just this guy who got railroaded by the system and he had sex with a girl who was at a strip club. This fool had sex with a girl, even if it wasn't a strip club. The next week, he was picking up the junior high. You think at 21, 22 years old, maybe I could see where he said, hey, go pick me up at the high school. Okay, she's 17, 18 already. She's around that age. If I'm at 21, 22, and she tells me, hey, go pick me up at Walter Reed Junior High, I'm like, whoa, you work there or something? They had to have some kind of conversation. But this was picking up a 13-year-old girl with a backpack and books and knows she's going to school there, brother. But he doesn't care. Why? Because he's a pervert. He's a sick man. And I'm tired of people backing this guy up and saying, oh, no, he got railroaded. It's right here. The paperwork is there, brother. Read it. The paperwork is there. But people, they don't want to read it. They don't want to see it. They just hear
the paperwork is there. See, that's why I'm putting this out there so nobody can hide and run and pretend like, well, I found it for you. Paperwork is there. All these lies that they still telling, that ain't what the paperwork say. That ain't what the court documents say. Man knew exactly what he was doing, and he was doing it over and over and over. He done it so much, people don't really even know what he's in there for. Is it for the 13-year-old baby mama? Hell no. Oh, is it for the two underage 14-year-olds that he trafficking, slept with in the hotel? No. It's for the 9-year-old that say he licked her on her private parts and was messing with her right there. He was convicted for that. But everybody said, oh, man, her mom was mad because I stopped talking to her and she wanted to extort me. Come on, man. How many times have you heard that story? Take away South Park Mexican. That's what all of the perverts say when they didn't touch on some woman's daughter.
What he says. I was having this conversation with my wife. My wife tells me, but how? How does nobody speak about it? Well, what it is, it's like those things you hear. The best place to hide is in plain sight. And that's what Carlos Coy has been doing. He's been hiding in plain sight, and he's been shooting that narrative that he had sex with a girl who was 13 years old, working at a strip club. So everybody, all the homies are like, all right. But nobody ever checked the paperwork. His paperwork was right here. That black and white is right here. This guy went down on a 9-year-old kid. And then you're going to say, but Gil, no. It was one person. They were trying to get money off of him, this and that. This is where the plot thickens even more, people. He was not only accused of 2 people. He was accused by 8 underage girls, brother. 8. One Yeah, you could have some ratchet ass mother that's trying to get some money. 2, yeah, you could have some other ratchet ass kid that wants some money. But the actual 13-year-old, she didn't want to press charges on her. It was her parents that didn't like him. It was her parents that didn't like him because who wants a 22-year-old man having sex with a 13-year-old girl?
Come on, man.
Would you want that for your
anybody came around his young daughters and them young girls? Come on, man. He messing with them over there drunk, high.
kids? Would you guys want that for your kids? Absolutely not, brother. But what it was, it started coming out more and more, brother. And here we go. These are the women that came out and spoke about Mr. Coy. Let's go one at a time. The one woman is claiming Coy sexually assaulted them. 4 of the women testified Monday in punishment phase of Coy's trial. So when they went to the what's the name phase, well, the punishment phase, which they go convict them, right?
Imagine that. They never talk about that. Several of the underage girls showed up to court and told, about the disgusting stuff he had been doing to them.
4 women came out there and testified. The jury convicted. Listen to this very carefully, people. Listen to this very carefully. The jury convicted Coy on Saturday of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old.
Appreciate the love, fantasy, bro.
Coy was busted and convicted of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old little girl. Stop with the bullshit, Coy, that all of a sudden it was a 13-year-old. You got convicted of a 9-year-old little girl. And that's the paper.
9 years old.
I ain't making this stuff up. I ain't trying to hate on you. I'm just trying to expose you.
9-year-old girl. All that free SPM. These niggas are sick. They better start retracting that shit. Because we show pointing the finger at all these rappers come out with my free SPM and throwing SPM concerts. Y'all disgusting, man. And now we looking at y'all different. Y'all do anything for money. That man said it. He's still on top. He's streaming a lot. They got money. And them niggas will take the money and go out there and say anything for this man, on this man's behalf.
For the file piece of garbage you are, bro.
You're a pervert, man.
You're a pedophile. And people that support this guy, I can honestly believe a lot of them don't know because I didn't know. I just found this out last night. Why? Because he makes his video.
All the rappers, Lil Flip, came out say, friend, we getting this to you, Flip. We need you to retract that statement because I know you're not standing with that now, right? Trade the truth. Retract that statement. ESG, please don't rap it anymore. SPM concerts. Do you understand what he did? Lil Kiki, repeat offender. You still gonna do songs for him? You send him plenty of songs. You say, come on, brother. You care about these kids? Pow wow. Come on, brother. This will be a big hit to your brand. You tie yourself to the Mexican Jeffrey Epstein?
Video, and I was tired of hearing the people arguing back and forth of what's going on. So I started doing my homework. And this is all paperwork from court. So when people say, hey, homie, don't speak on the guy, you ain't got no paperwork. I got the paperwork, homie. I got the paperwork. This is all the transcripts from his court case, from his appeal in 2003. Let's keep going. The jury convicted Coy on Saturday of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl at his Southeast Houston home over Labor Day weekend. Jurors who were sequestered Friday night in a hotel deliberated about 7 hours over 2 days before reaching the verdict. It only took the jury 7 hours to come back with a verdict, brother. And don't give me this, that he was the Machiavelli and he was this and that, because he wasn't. He wasn't. And it's just a sad situation. Let's keep going. Another woman testified Monday that she was 12 years old when she first had sex with Coy. Although she initially told police she was 14, she testified Monday she changed her mind about the date after thinking about it. So worst case scenario,
another 12
14? This guy has a pattern of messing with little girls. He's got the 13-year-old stripper. Now we got a 14-year-old, Coy. Where did the 14? Was this another strip club? What strip club were you going to? Toys R Us strip club? This guy was out there looking for little girls. And I'm sure some of his homies knew that he was doing that, brother. But they played the part to get paid. His family, I can also say most likely, they're not going to believe it. Because who is going to believe that their father, their brother, their son that they love so much will do something so horrible as touching little kids? Nobody does, brother. Nobody does. But do you think he's going to really come out and admit it? Absolutely not. That's what they do. And that's what the thing that caught me, I was watching the video and the judge told him, you are what all pedophiles are, Mr. Coy. You're a liar. And all pedophiles, all you do is lie. And you touch something about a 9-year-old. That's when I said, wait a minute. A 9-year-old? Because I've always heard 13, 14-year-old. It's a lie, people. It's a lie that this guy has been saying in plain sight for almost 20 years. And we've all believed it, including myself. Look at the paperwork. I just showed you the paperwork. The links I will put in the description, brother. This guy is a pedophile through and through, brother. And he's convinced himself and so many other people that he's this good guy that got railroaded. Nah, brother. You going down on a 9-year-old kid? Come on, man. Let's keep going. In an answer to a question by Coy's attorney, Chip Lewis, the woman said she felt no animosity towards Coy after they stopped seeing each other. So these young girls, they didn't feel any way. Why? Because they got this hot rapper who's giving them attention, but they're 14 years old, man. And it once is a mistake. I get it. All right, you went to a strip club. She was 18. I get that. 2, we got another one. Also, a girl testified that she had sex with Coy several times at the age of 14 at Dope House Records, the Center Street recording studio rappers co-founded in 1995.
He's not the only
This
one
guy
over there.
was going time and time and time and again and having sex with little girls. But again, he's been hiding in plain sight. He's been saying that it happened again. 13-year-old Baby Bash, go look at the paperwork before you talk. Joe, go look at the paperwork before you talk. Any of you guys from Texas, go look at the paperwork. I'm not talking out of the side of my neck, homie. I'm not making this stuff. I'm not bashing this guy just because I don't like him. I'm trying to hate on him. I'm not going to hate on a man who's been in prison for the last 20 years and touched a little girl. What do I got to hate on that guy about? What do I, that guy shouldn't even be alive. If he was in California, it'd be a whole different game, man. It's unfortunate that a guy like that can walk around, hold his head high, and try to sit there and talk down on people and see all kind of stuff.
Now, like I said, he is getting extorted in the Texas prison system by MA. They're extorting him. He's paying a lot. He done paid a lot, probably a couple of million over his time in prison. They got the contract to protect him. He's gonna pay. That's why nothing has happened to him. He didn't pay. It would have washed him up, and he would have been dead. But since he's super wealthy, now he's getting extorted. And that's why his ass can sit here and try to plot a plan his return, because they helping him try to clear his name. I don't know if they paid them Houston rappers off, but now we're showing this nigga get that shit. Why they saying free this man? All them Houston rappers is being extorted and forced to say this shit about SPM.
The paperwork is here. The proof is in the pudding, brother. But people don't want to admit it. People don't want to believe it. This is from the family members of the 13-year-old that he got pregnant. My family didn't want me to have anything to do with him. She said, Coy, 31, known professionally as South Park Mexican. It was her first sexual relationship she had, and the couple neither used nor discussed birth control at the time. He was 22. She was 13.
And remember, he thought he was dying of AIDS.
I don't know. I don't know what else to say, brother. I really don't. I don't know what argument. You can't give me an argument. You can't say anything. You can't, after seeing all this paperwork, you're not going to sit here and ever convince me that that man is not a pedophile. Has he done his time? Yeah, maybe 20-some years in California would have maybe been out. But people should know when he gets out, and he should be getting out here in maybe 5 years. That's what he's trying to push for. Don't you guys believe for 1 second he's an innocent man? Because what pedophiles do all the time when they get out? They do it again, brother. It's like a drug to those guys. And obviously you can see it was a drug to this guy, brother. 8 victims, people. Not 1, not 2, 8 victims. And he was found guilty for going down on a 9-year-old little girl, brother. This Malfi, she was 13, 14 when he met her. Yeah, but that's not what he got convicted for. He got convicted for a 9-year-old little girl, brother. And there was 8 more people out there. So please, please tell me where that comes into play, brother. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Let me see. Oh, Jesus. See what you got over here. So, let's see what you guys got to say, man. We can talk about it for a little bit. I just want to.
So, they need to take their statements back about free that disgusting punk. Because the shit is going to hit the fan real soon. Kofi, follow me.